Straight out of the amateurs, Garrett Marchbanks signed with Mitch Payton, a dream opportunity for any kid. Early in his pro career, he made it count, grabbing a win at Daytona Supercross and proving he belonged. But the path wasn't all wins and podiums. After battling health issues, injuries, and some tough results, Garrett was dropped from the team and found himself on the outside looking in.
Lost the ride, was trying to job hunt for a bit.
He regrouped at Club MX Yamaha, stacked results, and proved he could fight for podiums. In the process, he earned back Mitch Payton's respect and a second shot in green. It's one of the rarest stories in the sport, a rider getting another chance with the very team that let him go.
But I called him and I was like, hey, I don't want anyone else.
And this time, Garrett's riding the ending his way. He was given a one-year deal in 2025 and has become the rock of the team. His performance, both indoors and out, earned him an extension for 2026, solidifying this as one of the great comeback stories in the sport. Gypsy Gang, welcome Garrett Marchbanks to the podcast.
Where's it at?
In Bali. You know where Bali is?
Uh-uh.
It's like Indonesia. It's like just like a full surf island deal. So I was supposed to be there, but I ended up cancelling to do some work, which is a bit shit.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure she's got a message to wake up to, you know.
Yeah, that's good. What time's it there?
Should be like almost waking up, like probably like 6 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know anything else besides America.
Have you ever been outside of America?
Yeah, Belgium. Yeah, Belgium.
What'd you do in Belgium?
It was for the kids' destinations. Yeah, we did that in 2014 or 15.
Were you like 7 foot tall at 11 or what?
Yeah, I was 12. Yeah, I was 12, and my dad had me. We went and did it on the KX85 because I won mini senior that year at Loretta's.
Yeah.
And everyone in Europe races big wheels on the 80s.
Yeah.
And my dad's always the guy, it's like, you practice what you race on. And he was just like, oh, you're going to run small wheels. And I'm like, Dad, I'm faster on the big wheel stuff. Just throw it on there. Nah. I'm the tallest kid out of the whole entire class, and I'm on small wheels.
Yeah.
And I was just like getting eaten up in the ruts, and all the faces that had huge ruts on them. That's how I crashed in it and did so terrible there, was because I hit a step down, caught my pegs, just dropped the front, had to bail off the bike. It was a full mutter. That track was awful. That was the worst track I've ever ridden, besides Texas last year.
Texas.
That.
Bro, can you believe Eli ran a scoop there?
Oh, that's right.
He ran a scoop, dude.
Yeah.
I think Deegan did too on the 250.
I remember Eli did.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that, and I was like, dude, we're on a regular tire, and I could barely stay straight on stuff. That race, I had good finishes. If I would have stayed up off the ground, I'd crash both motos, but that track was so slick. I remember the rhythm before the finish. It was literally black.
Yeah.
From all the rubber. It was wild.
You remember you had, the triple and then the left-hander and then that little rhythm section before you went under the bridge. Dude, that rhythm section, I walked the track after, or not all the track, but I kind of like got on the track and walked around that section to go back to the media center. And I was like, bro, this is not chill right now.
No, it was garbage.
Crazy, bro.
I just remember like,
it was 1,000 degrees, to be fair.
Oh, dude, I thought I was going to die on the track. It was so hot. I was just like, especially when you're tired and you have to be so precise with how hard packed it was. Like, through that double section, you couldn't goose it. Like, you had to literally stay second or third throttle, just babying it through. And you had some of those dudes still tripling the rhythm. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing that today. I'm not comfortable enough.
Oh, man. Wait, pull this up a little bit. You should be able to, And then,
right there?
Yeah, maybe come even in, scooch in a little bit. Yeah. Man, I think, did Chase win that? Did Chase win that overall? Oh, no, that was Hunter won that overall, didn't he?
I thought Eli did.
Fuck, I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I remember Chase, though, coming through, or all the 450 boys, except Barsha. Dude, so all the 450 boys just like, to get over it. And then I distinctly remember Barsha just being like, just still doing his thing. I'm like, bro, how are you getting over that?
Perfect wheel spin everywhere.
Yeah. Just like traction through wheel spin.
That's gnarly. I don't know how he does that on some of that stuff.
Oh, man. It was funny. We were watching Formula One. Do you follow Formula One at all?
I try, but not really. No, it's hard for me to keep up with all the sports.
It is. It is. We were watching like Spa was on the weekend, which was Belgium.
Okay.
And I was talking to my buddy, and we're like, dude, is Belgium just like the shittest country? Like, do you know anyone that loves Belgium? I went there once and had we were doing this like music documentary, so we were traveling all around Europe, and then I don't think there was a show in Belgium, but I think we were getting on the Eurostar the next morning, which is like the train that goes under the sea
Oh, okay.
to go to London. And man, we checked in at this hotel and I put my backpack on the ground and this fucking dude just swoops my backpack. But it's that one over there. And it was loaded with cameras, bro. Like it probably weighed 45 pounds, this thing.
And some guy just swooped it.
So this guy swooped up my backpack thinking he was going to be able to leg it, but he didn't know that he just picked up a 45 plate. And he starts running, and I'm just like, bro. So it runs out the door, hooks a left, and I just bolt after this guy. I catch him like that because he's carrying a 45-pound backpack and like just full soccer kick this dude's ankles, and he just cartwheel, bro. I picked up my bag, walked straight back into the hotel and checked in, and my buddy I was with is like, what the fuck is going on?
After that, I'd be like, well, I'm keeping this sucker on me at all times.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know that I love Belgium, dude.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that either. I mean, my experience too when I was 12 going there, it was different. It was just like, I remember there was a bunch of us. It was like me, Connor Molinax, Broc Pappy, like a bunch of guys, John Ames. I remember like we were bored. There was nothing to do besides playing the pool. So we're like, we go to the front desk. We're like, hey, is there anything like fun to do around here? Like, you know, arcades or go-karts? Like we were just asking.
Yeah.
The lady goes, no, we're not spoiled like you Americans. We're like,
Hey.
like, kind of like looked at each other. We're like, okay.
Kind of right, though.
Yeah, I mean, just be better, I guess. But
Just do more,
yeah,
Belgium.
do better.
Man, the US is fucking crazy, though.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like, and yeah, for someone like yourself that hasn't traveled that much, like, yeah, the US just has everything all the time, like, has the most.
Yeah, no, it does. I remember my dad hated it. He was just like so lost. Like my mom got lost for 3 hours on the road. She didn't know where to go. She couldn't use her GPS.
Oh, everything's in a different language, all the exits, everything.
Oh yeah, my dad's like, "Do you guys got like a Walmart around here?" And they're like, "What the hell is Walmart?" And he was just trying to find an Advil or something. He was just so lost, and everything closes at like 1 to 4, and then it's back open all night. And he's just like, "We're not going out. We're just gonna sit in the hotel and eat here and never leave." I was like, "Okay, sounds good."
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm sure there's some good people. Well, that's where all the MXGP boys live.
Yeah, Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is from there?
Stefan Everts is from there.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how many guys are from Belgium as such, but yeah, they all live there. Like, that's where Lommel is, and that's where all the race shops and stuff are.
Huh.
Middle of fucking nowhere.
That's funny.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't know where anyone's from. I don't know.
Do you follow any of the GP stuff or same deal? Just do your thing?
No.
Love
I don't know. I wouldn't say I don't care. Like I'll watch it, but I'm just like,
Just got other shit to do.
yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna stay up late to watch this. And I'll look on Instagram. I'm like, oh, Fabro or whatever his name is, like, oh, that's cool. Cowie guy's winning the 450 title right now, even though he's like his points lead's gotten cut down like huge. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've known who he was forever, and I was like, it'd be cool to watch him win a title. But no, I'm honestly the only sport I watch that I absolutely love is football.
Yeah. Who's your team?
Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah, love them.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Utah,
Yeah.
but my whole family's from Colorado.
Okay. So you were just born into a Bronco family.
Yeah, my dad was a huge Bronco guy. I remember like growing up, I was like 7. I was like, oh, I like the Steelers. And he
Your dad was like, no, you don't.
yeah, like because it was Denver versus Steelers that game, and I was always a guy like I had to vote against my dad, and he was like, you never ever vote for the Steelers, and I was like, okay, I love the Broncos. And then like
Yeah,
after
big
that,
Broncos
like,
guy now.
yeah, and then after that, like I don't know, I just grew into it. Like we'd watch it every weekend together, and especially like the year, what was it, 2016 when they won the Super Bowl?
Was that with That was with
Manning.
Payton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like when Payton, it was the end of the Tebow era is when I started to really understand football. I was still really young. Like I think I had been 10.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, when I heard Peyton Manning got signed, I was like, oh, dude, we're going to crush it. And then we did. Like, dude broke record after record after record. And, like, obviously 2013, like, I literally cried. 13, I cried during the Super Bowl when they lost to Seattle. Like, they got blown out 40.
Oh, they did, eh?
It was like 48-8. And I remember sitting there at Club MX in the camper, and me and my dad were sitting there. And, like, my dad was so angry. And he turned it off, and I was just sitting there crying because one of the other moto dads was a Seattle fan parked next to us. He's like, your Denver Broncos suck. I was like, don't say that about them. They're awesome. But, yeah,
so good.
I just remember when they won, I was just like, so like pumped about it. And then Manning, I mean, I was happy he retired because like, dude, he played so bad that last year. He was because he had the neck issues, and I think he did something else. I don't remember what it was, but he was always hurt. So Broc Osweiler, the backup, had to play, and that dude like pulled through so many games. Like he beat the undefeated Patriots, which was like insane. Like I remember that game like it was yesterday because I remember I was in Florida. And one of our best friends' dad is a massive Patriots guy. Yeah. Massive. Okay. And he knew Peyton wasn't in the game. So he calls me. He goes, you want to make a deal? And I was like, yeah, what's up? And he goes, if Denver wins, I'll wear Peyton Manning's shirt for a week. But if Patriots win, you got to wear a Tom Brady shirt. And I hated Tom Brady at the time. I was like, bet. I'll do it.
I'll take that deal.
My dad's like, are you sure? And we're at a Texas Roadhouse after the race. And we're watching the first half, and it is 24-0. And I'm all like, oh, damn it. He's calling us. You better buy that jersey off Amazon. I'm all like, I'm not buying it. I was like, they'll come through. Sure enough, first play couple plays in the overtime, C.J. Anderson, like 40-yard touchdown run in the snow. I was like, better buy that Peyton Manning jersey. But, yeah, I don't know. Just memories like that are always cool to have.
So good. Dude, well, I think, what year was Tebow signed? Was it like 12 or 13 or something? Was it around then?
It had been 11 or 12 because Von Miller got drafted around the same time Tebow did. I think Tebow had to have been 10, and then Von Miller was 11.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Because that's when I first moved to America.
Okay.
And I played rugby in Australia my whole life. So I was like, dude, NFL is so gay. And I just thought it was lame. They wear helmets, they wear pads. Like, this shit's lame. And then over years, and like I sort of started watching a bit. I got in fantasy, like Nate Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
He put me in like a fantasy thing, and it kind of got me into it. But it was the Tim Tebow era. Dude, he was like, he just lit it up and then just died in the ass, bro. I'm like, how does that happen, bro?
There's guys like that, though.
Like,
running backs are notorious for that. Like Jacksonville's running backs.
Yep.
Like, I can't think of the names right now, but like they've had two guys where it's like 1,500-yard seasons, and then all of a sudden the next season they just can't even crack 800, and then it's like, all right, you're out.
Well, I remember like the Dax Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Their first year together was just like, they can win every Super Bowl for like the next 5 years. And it was one good year, and then they both just went to shit.
I mean, Elliott had quite a few good years if you look at the stats. I think he had like 5 or 6.
Yeah, like Elliott was better than Dax. For sure.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you watch the stats on Elliott, and it was like 1,000 yards, 1,200, 15, 12, 15, which anything over 1,000, you've got a contract. And it was like, watching him, I was like, dude, this dude's gonna like break records. And then all of a sudden it was like, drop.
Just fell off
and I was just like, oh my God. Like Moto's the same way. Like, you'll have guys crush one year, and the next year it's like, ooh, like I get it. Like, some guys when they age, like, it's a slow drop.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's some that just completely fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Like him and Dalvin Cook.
Who'd he play for?
The Vikings.
Okay.
That was the one where he had, like, same thing, 6 amazing years. And then, like, the Vikings cut him. And then Dallas picked him up free agency. And I'm like, oh, dude, they're going to crush it. He's going to run so good. Nothing. Like, hasn't hasn't seen the field in a year, and I'm like, dude, like, what? Like he was like the highest paid running back for a bit, and I was just like, dude, how's that happen? Like,
Yeah, that's a gnarly position to play though. Like you're putting yourself through a lot of wear and tear.
dude, you're running through guys that are 300 plus pounds.
Just running into fridges all
Yeah,
day.
like,
They just line up some fridges, and it's like, right, find a hole and run through the hole.
Run through it, and you better hope you don't blow your knee out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean that position would suck to play, but I mean, I would have loved football. Like I was
wondering, like, did you ever play football?
No, I mean the closest thing I played was flag football in Florida. Like I know that's like gay, but it was like I don't know. I remember Trent Ricky's place when I was younger. I'd been 14, and me and my brother had so much energy. So it was like I told my mom because my brother and I would always play, and all these people would always be like, "Dude, he's super good at football. Like why didn't you go try and have him play?" And I already had a contract with Cowie at the time. My mom's like, "Are you crazy? If he got hurt, he'd lose everything." And I was like, "No, let me go. It's flag football." And yeah, we went to this high school that basically it was basically like high school games, but they just play as flag football. And I was like, "Oh, cool. Look, let's do it." Sign me up. Yeah, I beat everyone on the team my second night there. And like the coach like pulled my mom to the side and was like, "Would he be interested in like coming to this high school? Like he's very talented." And my mom's like, "No, we're racing dirt bikes." And I remember she told me that a couple of years later, and I was like, "Bro, I think I maybe would have quit moto." And like just knowing now, like I know it's a terrible way to look at it, but like the money compared to the football, the like moto, you're like, dude, you would have like you could be the third string, and you're like
just
out.
don't even
You're
get
just
on
like,
the team. Yeah,
no, you're just like, nah, cool. I'm riding the bench. I'll make $3 million a year and just like go buy a boat and hang out. Like,
yeah.
But no, obviously my competitiveness, I would have been wanting to be a starter, but I don't know what position I would have played. I think it would have been linebacker, or everyone said tight end or a slot receiver.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to play QB until I did a lot of research on the play calling, and my mind's already like, I can't remember shit. So I'm like, dude, I'd just be like, yo, get open, like, fling it. But I don't know. I would have loved, I still tell people this day, like, if I were to retire at 30, whatever age it is, like, I don't know, like, now my goal is 32, 33, but I'd love to just go do a tryout. Just train for a year, see if I get in incredible shape. Like, my family, we're all pretty big people. Like, we always, like, if I were to hit weights for a year, like, I get massive. Like, I could hit 200 pounds like nothing, but I'm like, oh, it'd be fun just to see what I could do. Like, just to see if I could make the team or just do a practice, and then nothing happens or whatever. Or if I got on the practice squad for the year, I'd be like, oh, cool, I somewhat made it. Like, and then just call it a career. I'd just be like, all right, cool, I'm out.
Do you reckon when you hit 450s, you'll get yoked?
It was hard because, like...
Well, you've been on a 450.
Yeah, I've been on it 3 seasons in a sense. I mean, I've signed up for 3 years, but, the first year, dude, that was... I don't know what I was doing in my career. Like, I kept getting hurt, kept getting sick, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to throw weight on, see if that helps. And, dude, I was 205 pounds.
It's a lot heavyweight, bro.
Yeah, and... Like, I was kind of fat, but it was like, also like, God, I could throw the bike around so easy. Like, I got pretty big. Like, I was benching a lot, squatting a lot. Like, I was squatting 300 plus pounds. And like,
damn.
I was like, but the problem was like when I'd ride, I could only do like 20 minutes and then I'd just drop an anchor. And I'm just like, and yeah, that was the year Alex Martin retired. And he watched a lot of stuff I did, and my program was just so inconsistent. And he was just like, I worked hard. Like, he knew I'd grind. He watched it ever since I was 11 years old, 12 years old at club on Super Minis. But he's like, dude, you need consistency. And I was like, what do I need to do? And he basically brought me under his wing after that. And, dude, I cut like 25 pounds. And
really?
Yeah, I cut all that weight. Like, that off season, he was like, go home, figure out what you're going to do. Like, just take a breather. And after that outdoor year, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to ride. Like, I was over it. Like, because at the end of the outdoor season, like at Ironman, I was puking on my helmet. Like, couldn't stop puking. And then I kept riding, like, blacked out. Like, I would just, like, see black, and then I'd dizzy off. And I was like, dude, something's not right. And I found out I was anemic.
Really?
Yeah, it was just a weird deal. Like,
so that's low iron, right?
Yeah, it was extremely low. And they were like, like, I remember Paula, that was the year when it was like 120 out. And I remember, oh man, I was like way back. I pulled off in the pit and I was like, dude, I can't ride there. Like, just see if you do a couple laps and just finish the moto. And I was like, okay. Hop out there, and there was a buddy of mine that was racing that he made the second moto from Utah. And we're back there like 30th battling. And we're just yelling at each other, and I'm all like trying. And I'm like, dude, I don't feel good. And like I remember at the big hip jump in the middle at Paula.
Yeah.
I hit that thing and dozed off and literally just transferred off the side. And I was like, yep, I'm done. I'm going home.
That's wild,
Yeah.
man. So yeah, and that was from being anemic.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, that's no good. Like
No.
if your iron is too low,
Yeah, and that was
causes massive problems.
Yeah, no, it did. And I didn't think I could ever do that because I had so much red meat. So I was like, I don't know how I'm anemic, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you figure it out?
just a lot of blood work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work with Doc Navarro and
Yep.
and then Navarro and Alex Martin were just looking over everything and kind of just nitpicking stuff to see that would help. And yeah, based on the off season, I just or that month off we just basically got on all the supplements, figured a lot of it out, and yeah, I mean, when I came back to club that off season, man, that's when they hired Jeremy too, and I mean, I felt so good. That was the first time in a year or two where I was like, man, like I feel like my old self. Like I felt so good, and like that was the first time I could hop on the bike and crank 15-minute motos like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And Jeremy and I, like our first 2 weeks, then we were supposed to do like technique stuff. So it was like we're riding at like you're supposed to ride at 70%, super low. We couldn't do that. We're just two big meatheads.
So yeah, literal meatheads.
Yeah,
like,
we're just
little
like,
meathead, big meathead.
Yeah, and it was really cool because that was the first time like I had someone that was faster than me.
At club.
Yeah, at club, and that I could talk to, like, and we would help each other out. Like, I don't think he really liked me from previous years. Like, my last year at Cowie, Salt Lake, first round of the COVID races, like, we're bound for third, and I couldn't pass him to save my life. That track was super dry that year, and I was like, dude, this dude's tiny. I'm gonna just punt him. I punted him off the berm, and I was just like, yeah, that's what you get. I was like, dude's never even rode dirty with me, but I was just like, I need that podium money. And dude, I have asthma, so I was like struggling the last 3 minutes in the main.
Oh,
and I'm all like, yeah. And I'm like trying to take deep breaths. And the track was like kind of intense because we're doubling everything that night. Or it was a day race, so it was hot too.
Yeah.
And I look back and I just see him coming for me. It was like 7 seconds. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds. I'm like, they're like 2 to go. I'm like, all right, drop the hammer, Garrett. And then he crashed. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I don't think I would have got him. I was just like stressing out. And then I remember when he came to the club, I was like, you seem like you don't like me. He's like, you remember Salt Lake? And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Like, he's like, no, you're good. And like, we kind of just bullshitted it out. And he was super cool about it. And like, but yeah, the off season was like going so good the first month together or whatever, however long it was until I had a bike issue happen off the face of a finish line and snapped and dislocated my wrist. And that's when I missed 23 of Supercross. So yeah, yeah, it was a crazy off season. Like all of us kind of had some weird luck that year. Like all of us kind of got hurt and beat up, but yeah, my deal was terrible. I mean, snapped it, went to the doctors. They ran it off x-rays, had a surgery, and the doctor noticed midway through surgery that my wrist was dislocated, left it, put the screw in wrong that broke my radius. So my hand stayed healing for 2 weeks, non together. So it just stayed dislocated. Then he didn't tell us until we got more x-rays. And Navarro's like, dude, if you don't come to California and get that fixed, like your career's over. And I'm all like, okay. Next night, bought a flight, flew out there, had a 6-hour long surgery. And I was super broke at the time, so I was like, dude, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. Like, I can't go solo. Like, someone needs to be there. So I had bought, like, a red eye for my girlfriend back to NorCal. She drove her car down, so I didn't have to pay for a rental car because I'm underage.
Yeah.
And so she drove down, picked me up at the airport. We stayed in a crappy little hotel. Had a 6-hour long surgery, the re-break, everything, and they had to put a rod from my middle finger all the way halfway down my wrist, stay there for 4 months to heal the ligaments, and then got that out 4 months later, and then, yeah, I rode a PW track for, like, 3 weeks and couldn't even hit jumps.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah, that was gnarly. That was I remember riding that PW track, and I'm like, there were 65 kids going faster than me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this is it. Like,
Wow.
it was bad. Yeah, it was rough.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the Cardo Systems Pack Talk Edge, the king of rider-to-rider communication. I've been using the Cardo Pack Talk Edge since it was introduced in 2022. First on a ride through Vietnam, and then on adventure to the tip of Australia. And now I've just received the second generation of the Pack Talk with a host of upgrades that make this a must-use product for any kind of riding. With updated Bluetooth 5.2, new 40mm JBL speakers, magnetic mounting, and the updated DMC mode that gives you the ultimate connection for larger groups of riders without the need to reconnect a rider every time you go out of range. For me, the Pack Talk Edge really is a must-have accessory for your bike. I use this thing trail riding, on adventure rides, and if you combine it with the Pack Talk Edge phones, you can completely transform your coaching sessions, your training sessions, or you can be like Joey Savacci and his mechanic at WSX, who use these bad boys to communicate through practice and qualifying. For more information on the Cardo Pack Talk Edge, follow the link in the description below. What you guys go through, like, I get almost like desensitized to it in a way because it's just so common. Like, it's so normal to just go through this shit. But fuck, bro, it's just not normal to have those things happen in your life.
No, I mean, just how it went down, like the surgery, because if the first surgery would have gone correct and I should have went to a correct doctor, I would have been only out for 6 weeks and I would have made East Coast. But going to the wrong doctor screwed everything up and cost me 5 months of racing.
Yeah,
so
and a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money that year. So,
man, I wonder, like, it's funny. There's like the argument, like, oh, Feld should have like insurance for riders, and like provide healthcare or whatever. Like, you think about like the UFC, someone gets hurt bad at the UFC, they put them in an ambulance, they take them to the hospital. The UFC has like good doctors and stuff, like they deal with it. And in a perfect world, I'm like, yeah, motocross and supercross should have that. But when you've got like random dudes that just show up to try and qualify for a supercross, like how? Like, and I'm always the biggest like rider advocate. I'm like, I want everything, all the best for the riders all the time. But even me on that, I'm like, hey guys, while there's like 150 dudes showing up to a supercross race, that, like, I don't know if it's realistic to expect Supercross or MX Sports to like be the ones that deal with this. But there should be what would be like a good halfway step to that, in my opinion, is like have doctors, like have surgeons that everybody, if you're a professional and you get hurt, the scans go to them straight away. Like, you obviously go to the hospital and you see those doctors, but it's like the scans have to go to this person. This person decides which one of these doctors you guys go to.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost kind of like that with the clinic in Colorado. In Vail.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's like, I think that dude, I don't know who he is, but he's obviously got like a great reputation and does a lot of work with a lot of people. But man, a guy like you at your age in your career, like, you shouldn't be going to some random doctor that's going to fuck it up that bad.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a bad deal. And I wish I would have been a little bit more patient with it. I think we're just trying to rush to just get it fixed. But yeah, the rider-wise thing, I mean, I know on some of your podcasts I've listened to, like, how you talked about it, and I can tell you've got some heat about it with some of the privateer stuff. I mean, I agree with it. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are privateers, and I mean, I think it's great that they try to do stuff, but I think at the end of the day, like, I don't know, it's like you watched the 450 class this year, like Orlando, like, ruined Kenny's chance at a title. And I'm not like hating on those guys. I just feel like there could be a better way. I was telling, I don't know who it was last week, like, man, I've had a couple times this year in outdoors, like, there's guys in 30th three-way battle and they're not moving. And you're just like, dude, you just cost me a position or whatever. And I'm just like, in Supercross, when we're doing qualifying in the whoops, there's that option lane.
Yeah.
I think they just build that around the whole track, or in certain obstacles, where like if the blue lights come on, like you just exit.
Have to go.
Like just have it on the left side.
I've never thought of that.
And I just think like either have a blue light on your bike, like how we have the green for the leader, like have something flash, and it's gonna get your attention for a second, and then you're like, okay, I gotta hurry and pull off. The leaders are coming, and you have a certain time, and if you blow past that, you're penalized a spot.
I couldn't agree more, dude. Like, how is there no consequences for ruining the race?
Well, I mean,
every other motorsport,
yeah.
if you fuck with the leaders, you will get penalized.
I don't know. Like San Diego, I don't know if I would have won or not last year. If the lapper didn't would have gone out of my way.
I remember that.
And I was just devastated because I haven't won a race in 3 or 4 years. And I was like, dude, like, damn it. Like, that was so close. And like, yeah, I was still happy I got second. Like, it's cool to get a podium. Like, I love it. But yeah, that
ain't a win, dude. The check ain't the same.
No, it's not. And it's like, I don't know. Like, that one really pissed me off. And it was like, who knows if Nate would have got me or not. I didn't know he was doing the double, triple before the whoops. But like, after he passed me, all of a sudden I did it and I was all over him again. But like, the track already broke down so much, it was just one line. So it was like, oh, whatever. But yeah, like, I've had a couple times even this year where like I was behind, I think it was Denver, I was behind Beaumare for second. And I was like, okay, like Beaumare and I were like battling the whole moto. And I was like, I'm going to wait till 2 laps to go and go for it. And I literally like almost landed on a guy. We like locked bars for a second and I squirreled it out. And luckily like Smith was like 6 seconds behind us. And I was like, all right, well, I just lost 3 seconds to the homeboy. I was like, I'm just going to cruise it in. Like, not say I gave up the moto, but I was like, you're not going to make up. The track was so basic. Like, you're making up little tenths every lap. It wasn't like some of them where you're making up a second in the whoops or something. So, yeah, it definitely, I've had a lot of times this year where I'm like, damn, if that lapper wasn't in the way, like, it would have been better. And I always feel like the guys have a hard time moving for me because I've came from 30th every moto. So it's like, I feel like half the time they're probably like, is he passing me or is he actually up front this moto? It's like, I've seen guys look back and like race me. I'm like, no, I'm in third. Like, move, please. Like, yeah, it's gnarly. But yeah, I don't know. There was definitely ways they could do it. Like, for sure in Supercross, like the whoop section, the other side of the track, just have a cutoff lane. And I don't know. I think there should be penalized for it. And I say if you're lapped so quickly in the main, pull them off. I know it sounds rude. Like, yeah, you worked really hard, but like when we're lapping guys at the 5-minute mark or, you know, halfway mark on a Supercross, you're like, dude, how do you make it out here? I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Like, unless you crash or something, but you're just like, dude, that ain't fair to us. Like, ruin our chance at the podium because of lapper. And like, yeah, it sucks they're racing for money too, but at the end of the day, like,
you're not in the main race at that point.
No.
Yeah. No, dude, I couldn't agree more. What do you think about comms? Like the in-ear helmet comms? Would you be down for it?
I don't know. My dad tested.
You have childhood trauma.
Oh God, dude. My dad. I've told some people this story. It was pretty funny. On 65s, my dad was just like, he was my trainer. So like, I remember back home, he was just like, man. Like, my dad would always yell at me on the track, and it was just like, he's like, I need to figure out a way to, like, make you stick your leg out or stand up. So he zip-tied a walkie-talkie to my neck on my neck brace. And I was doing laps at our track that we had in the mountains, and I'd come into a turn, and he'd be like, get off the brake, blah, blah, blah. And I'd, like, square out, tuck the front, got up, did it again. I crashed 3 times in 2 laps. Like, just him screaming through the mic. And I remember I was just crying. I was like, I can't do that no more. I'm not riding if you're doing that. And he took it off. But yeah, I was just like, I remember when people were like, dude, we should do like communication. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, dude, half time I don't want them hearing what I'm saying on the helmet. Like, I'll get in trouble for it. But
that's what I want. That's what I want, bro.
It is funny. Like, NFL's like that.
Yeah.
When they get mic'd up, you're hearing Aaron Rodgers like cussing people out on his team. And you're like, damn, all right. Like, that's cool. But I don't know. I think it would be good for sure. Maybe something where...
Well, just safety.
Yeah, and I think, too, like, if something's wrong with the bike or, like, whatever, like, if someone needs to, like, pit stop, like the chase thing at Paula. Like,
Yeah.
he could be like, yo, my goggles broke. Hurry and get them ready. I'm going to pull off this lap.
Yeah.
Like, those guys didn't know if he was in a pit or not for like 2 laps until he crashed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like it could be cool, but I don't know. Like, for me, I'd be like a little skeptical. I'd be like, just right on the pit board if there's something I need to do.
Yeah. Well, I think like from the lapper's standpoint though, right? So let's say you've got in-ears and let's say maybe it's like not that your team can talk to you or that you can talk back, but if they're like everyone's wearing these in-ears and then it's like race controls, like number whatever, or wouldn't even be number whatever. Like they literally just push the button to talk to you and be like, you're getting lapped, you have to move. And if you don't, then you get penalized.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Obviously, for me, I'd hope I'm not getting lapped for a long time, but
yeah. But even like they have the flag situation where it's like you could have one guy, one button that's like red cross flag on the triple.
Yeah,
easy. No one fucks that up, and then there's no ambiguity of like, oh, I didn't see the flag, or like it's just like it's very cut and dry at that point.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be something where they get us all together at like a outdoor track and just cut it real short and just number the sections, like section 1, section 2, section 3, and be like, hey, there's a red cross here. You're coming up on it. And yeah, like we just test it out. I think it'd be something we'd have to test on the off season. Like everyone comes out somewhere for a day and then
just test track K2, baby.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool. I was more talking like every team get together and everyone's like, I think everyone has to agree with it because you can't just have like one team and then everyone else like, oh no, that's sketchy. Like, I'd get it. Maybe some guys it spook them off a rhythm where they're jumping and it's like they panic in the air. Like that'd suck. But I think it'd be something where we'd have to have our mechanics have the headset at the patch track and just like get you comfortable with it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that'd be reasonable then. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, and then just like even from a content perspective, like if you could go to where it's like we're hearing you, like dude, imagine if we could hear what Ando and Jet were saying to each other in San Diego last year. Like that shit builds the hype and the entertainment so much,
Yeah, but then it's gonna start getting in the fines and it's like
don't be a pussy, Garrett.
Oh, I agree, but I'm saying like for them, they don't care to pay the $5,000. Like me, like if I was waiting to get fined for the whole deal. What I said at Washougal after Moto 1 when I was like, yeah, thanks for the interview at Denver. Like I was waiting for something to come in for like $1,000. I was going to be like, I'm not paying for that. I'm going to set up a GoFundMe. I ain't paying that. Like you should have given me my interview. But
so what happened with that? So Denver, you didn't get interviewed on the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had like the Cole and the Deegan and like that whole thing, right?
I don't know what it was. It was Moto 1. And they just said...
Oh, no, Colorado. I'm thinking Supercross. Yeah.
Denver, they had something with, like, TV time, they said. And I was just like, so third place isn't good enough for you?
Yeah, fucking figure it out.
I was like, sounds like a you issue. Like...
Amen, bro.
And I was like, that's my first ever moto podium in the lights class. So I'm like, wish it would have came sooner. But I was like, I rode my butt off that moto. Like I tried so hard and I was like, dude, like I'm so pumped. Like my dad's there, my girlfriend, my friends, Broc. I'm all like, dude, I just did that in front of everyone. That's cool. And then nothing. And I'm like, dude, that's money away from the team. Like my time, like, yeah, it's 20 seconds of our time, but like that's the important time. Like that's,
don't matter. Yeah.
So yeah, I went off on some of the people and yeah, I know at like High Point, I kind of apologized to some of the crew, and I was just like, "Hey, I know I went off the rails a little bit, and they appreciated it, and I think they kind of wanted me to apologize to more people, but in my head, I was like, I'll apologize."
Did anyone apologize to you?
No, they kind of did, but they were like, it's just TV time, like blah blah blah, and I was just like, it's an excuse, like I don't care, like it's like us making excuses for racing. Like the team doesn't care. Like you didn't do your job. And that's how I look at it. Like make time for everyone or don't make time for anyone.
Yeah.
Like that's how it goes. And yeah, so when I podiumed Washougal, I was like sitting there and I don't know why I called it out, but I did. And then everyone's like, hell yeah. And some people in my corner are like, did you have to do that? I was like,
yes, sir.
I did. I can't go back and take it back, but I did.
Yeah. I love it, dude, because like, I mean, like, we've been trying to do this podcast for a bit, right?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know you very well at all. You know, like, I only know you from what I see on the podium or on social media and at the races.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, there's a lot of riders I have a personal relationship with. You're not one of them.
Right.
So I have to get to know you through the same channels as every other fan,
Right.
you know? And so when and like, dude, right now, you're cool as shit. So it's like, I've never got to see this side of you. And it's like, if the sport is doing what it should be doing, then it should be giving the guy that gets on the podium a chance to connect with fans, show who they are. It's fucking crazy important, man.
No, it is. And I don't know, for me, like, I've had a pretty up and down career with podiums. So it was like,
yeah, man.
They have that second chance Washougal. I was like, dude, like, hell yeah. And I don't know. It was just cool. Like, to get the wave of the fans and outdoors. I've never done that. And like, I don't know. It was just a totally different experience from Supercross. Like, you know, you just got the photographers and everyone, your friends and family in Supercross, and then everyone in the stands. But like in outdoors, you got everyone just screaming, yelling, and beers getting flung around. You're just like, hell yeah, this is cool. Like waving to everyone, people screaming your name. You're like, oh, dude, they're fans of me. Like, hell yeah, I didn't know I had that many fans. So it was cool. Like a lot of people think I'm just kind of this quiet, I don't know, a-hole kid. Like, a lot of people from back in the day, like, they're just like, oh, he's stuck up, he's mean, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you don't even know me. I'm like, you can't say stuff until you meet me. And yeah, it's cool to meet certain people like you saying, like, oh, he's a cool dude. Like, it means a lot to me because, like, once people do get to know me or, like, whatever, like, even, like, go home and, like, I train kids every year. Like, a lot of families are like, dude, like, you're really cool. Like, it's cool to hang out with you and, like, just bro down and stuff. And, like, it's a lot of fun. It's cool to build the fan base that way. That's why I do the schools back home too. It's just like, I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love it. Like I enjoy doing that. So yeah, it's fun. I love the fans, and even though it gets chaotic sometimes, but I can't really complain about it because it's not like Deegan over there where, you know, it's like a crowd. Deegan, yeah, I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I'm kind of happy I'm not that famous. I kind of like to just relax in the rig and like go inside and eat my snacks. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'd do if like everyone's screaming at me.
Bro, it's pretty crazy, man. Like, I don't think people, if you haven't been to a race, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's every single race, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, you go on to Star. Like, I'll always go and just hang with the boys. And the whole time you're there, it's just like, Deegan, Brian, Haiden. It's like, fuck, this is a lot. Yeah. But it's unreal for the sport.
No,
like,
it's
unreal.
Cool. It was funny because, like, Denver, I get a little bit of that. Just it's kind of hometown race. But I don't get that until I go to Salt Lake.
Mm.
And almost every year, I'm hurt. So it's like, I just go to see the fans, and that's it.
So
like,
the Salt Lake podium that year was a big deal then?
It was cool, but it was COVID.
Oh, no. Oh,
so it was
stooged.
Like, it was boring. I was just like, walked out, give everyone a high five, thank you. And I just walked out, and it was just like, and that was a weird one. Like my family and stuff were supposed to go because you can only have one family member go with. And like my girlfriend, my dad and mom were kind of switching back and forth, and like I forgot something happened. Like none of them were able to go to that one, so I was solo. Like I got a podium by myself, and I was kind of like, this kind of sucks. I'm like, I don't have anyone here really, but yeah, it was definitely different because what was weird was like I live an hour from there, not even like 45 minutes. So like I drove all the way home, and we sat at the dinner table, me, my mom, my dad, my girlfriend, and it was just like, dude, good job. And I'm like, I don't even feel like I did a pro race today. I'm like, I'm just sitting here at the dinner table, like after, you know, a practice day. I'm like, this is weird, but yeah, it was still cool. I mean, even this year I got 7th, wasn't great, but I don't know. Like just the fans, that was the first time where it was like Marchbanks. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like get to have all the fans, but yeah, that's the closest thing to it that I get with everyone screaming. So
you might have to just start doing some weird shit on TikTok.
Oh, dude, I'm like so dry on social media. Like I make my girlfriend run my account. I'm like,
that's all time, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, you want to run it? Like, so I'll just take the pictures the team gives me and I just copy and paste it, send it to her. I'm like, yo, do a post for me. And she's like, all right. So I write a little caption, and I'm like, yeah, it looks good. And people are like, you don't run it? I'm like, no, like, if I do, it's like super bland. And it's just like, I'll just post stuff like, a 40-year-old dad, like, out in the lake fishing. And they're just like, cool. All right. Like, no caption needed. I'm just like, people thought it was funny. Like, look back at my older stuff. They're like, what were you posting that for? And I'm like, I don't know, just showing people I'm out in the lake, like 9,000 feet of elevation. I'm just hanging out, like hiking around with my buddies. Just like, I don't know. Like, I like social media. I'll do stuff, but it's like, only time I'm posting is if like, I'm like, oh, cool. I threw a big whip today. Like, I'll post something like that. But like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the older I've gotten, like,
Bro, you're 23.
yeah, like I know, dude. I know that's like everyone's like, dude, you're not old. I'm like, dude,
You're a bit of an old soul.
yeah. It's funny, like even locals back home where I grew up, like the farming families, they're like, dude, you're just like an old dude in a young body, and I'm just like, man, don't say that. And they're like, no, in a good way. They're like, anyone can talk to you, just hang out, and I don't know. Like for me, I just like talking to people, hanging out, low key. Like, I don't know, social media, I love it. Like, I'll post stuff, but yeah, I'm not the track, like what I was saying. Like, I feel like I go there, I do my job, I clock in, I clock out, drive home, take an hour nap, do the gym, make dinner, play some Xbox with my girlfriend and my buddies, go to bed.
Yeah.
That's it. I just do that every day. Dinner's almost the same thing. Chicken, rice, veggies. That's it. Like, I'm super like bland with it.
Bro, simple life is underrated. We're all, everyone's trying to live this crazy life, and everyone's seeing all this crazy shit on social media, but almost the more boring your life is, kind of the better at times.
It is. I like it simple, and that's like, I don't know. I live solo. I have some roommates, so I live with like Avery Long and some of them and Kyle Braden, and we're all really quiet. Like we'll talk for like, we'll have a 20-minute conversation, then it's like, all right, see you next week, dude. And it's just like we're literally like door to door from each other. But like the only time you hear anyone in the house is like me and Avery are literally wall to wall, and like he plays Xbox too, and you'll hear all of us just cussing out something. We're just like blah 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 blah, and like my girlfriend came over the one week after Southwick, and we could hear Avery yelling. And I'm just dying laughing. And she's like, "They don't bother you sometimes?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, because he's got to hear me yell just as loud. I'm like, I'm yelling all the time. I yell at you. I'm yelling at my buddies because they're not checking corners and COD. I'm like way too serious. I take video games.
Is that COD? COD's the game?
Yeah.
Or
Call
do you
Duty.
play other stuff?
I play a little bit of Madden football.
Okay.
Love Madden.
Yeah.
I have a little like league where all of us, me and my buddies will play.
That's sick.
We're always like arguing about it. Like we've lost so many controllers worth of that. I mean, I have. I've blown probably $500 worth of controllers out like through the years. But like, I don't know. We also played an older game. It's called Wreckfest. It's like a demolition derby car game.
Yeah, right.
And we race each other, and we'll do like point series. There's like 10 of us in there, and it's like you always got the two main guys that are always kind of winning. And it's like me and my buddy Luis and Jaden, Courtney, all these people, and my brother. And if I'm not winning the title, I'm just sitting there pissed off. And they're like, "Dude, it's a video game. Enjoy life." I'm like, "Nah, I gotta win this." And they're just like, and I'll win it. I'll be like, "Good game, guys." They're all like, "Shut up, Garrett." Like, I'm like, "Sorry, I'll be better at that." But yeah, through the years I've mellowed out, but I used to be really bad at it.
That's so funny, dude. Yeah, I'm too old for the video game thing now.
I got into it late. Like it was kind of weird. Like I didn't really play, and when I did play, it was with all my buddies.
You guys have to recover. Like
Yeah.
there has to be something fun that you guys can do that doesn't require any physical effort.
Well, it's like I love fishing, but after I ride for the day and I go fish, it's 90 degrees out, and I'm like, I don't really want to sit in the heat.
And like, where
fish.
would you fish here?
There's some little ponds, but you got to drive. And I'm like, I'm not going to drive through traffic in SoCal. I'm good. So I just, like, when I was 16, when I first went pro, actually, I'll take that back. 2 years before I went pro, I'd just buy old systems from people on Let Go.
Yeah.
And just, like, I'd play all the old video games because it was, like, free or something. And then, but every time I went to friends' houses, we'd all game out, and I was the worst player. Like, I sucked. And I was just like, I'd get so mad about it. And then when I was 16, I went out and bought a a full setup, just Xbox monitor and everything, and started playing. And now all my buddies are like, dude, I don't get it. They're like, you play it like it's your job. And I'm like, dude, like, if I put my mind on something, I'm going to do it all the way, or I don't do it at all. I'm like, that's just how I work. Like, we'll be playing Warzone on Call of Duty, and it's like a 100-person lobby, and it's all online. And, like, we'll be in the, like, top 5, and I'm just like, yo, rotate. You got to grab this and that. And they're all like, dude, mellow out. No, shut up. Like, do it this way. Like, if you don't do it the way I'm telling you, we're going to lose. And, like, they'll listen to me, and they're like, we'll win. They're like, oh, man, that did work. And I'm like, I told you, just trust me. And they're just like, it's funny. But, yeah.
I feel like you're the kind of guy that could actually be in the military, too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my family was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dad wasn't. But, I mean, if you met my dad, you'd think he was. Like, Broc met him in Denver Supercross. And he was like, dude, your dad's gnarly. And I'm like, he wasn't in the military, but like buzz cut, you know, jacked. And it was just like, I mean, it was just so super funny when Broc met him. He's like, dude, that dude looks like he could like bench press 500 pounds. I'm like, pretty close. I mean, dude's like
475.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, he's wild. So like growing up, like it was super military family. Like, you know.
So what of your family were in the military?
My grandpa.
Okay.
My grandpa, step grandpa. I don't know, it's kind of bad. Like, I've spent a lot of time with my family, but like not a lot growing up. It was all in moto. Like, that's where I got the all in with my dad. Was like, I mean, growing up, I mean, a quarter of my Christmases and birthdays were all in the RV, like at tracks.
Yeah,
living out in Victorville in the high desert. Like,
really?
Yeah, I lived up there in a camper at a track called Racetown 395.
Yeah, I remember that.
I lived there in
windy
an RV.
as fuck.
Oh yeah,
bro.
yeah, lots of
shithole.
Yeah, it was cool. The owners there were amazing. They helped us out so much. I mean, we were pretty broke, I would say. Like, we weren't like crazy broke, but I mean, we were pinching pennies. I mean, my dad would work in Utah. Me, my mom, my little brother would stay there, train on 60s and 80s, grind it out, good or bad track, and yeah, we would drive all over SoCal to ride the tracks. And my dad would just send money, and he'd come out every other week and basically rebuild all my bikes because I was hard as hell on them. And then he'd be there for 2 days, all night at back to work on Monday, and yeah, back to work. Yeah,
Fuck, it was so savage, bro.
It was a grind. Yeah, and I mean, just like, like, I don't know. Our family was different, like from a lot of the moto families. I mean, it was a lot of work. I mean, I remember when I was 7, like I was in school still, and which I would hope, but yeah, I mean, I did wrestling and moto, and I remember I lost a match. My last ever match I did, I lost, and I was undefeated before that. My dad pulled me to the side, and he goes, "So what's it gonna be?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Moto or wrestling? Pick a sport. I'm not doing both." And I was like, "Well, obviously moto. That sounds way better." He's like, "All right, all in." And I was like, "Okay, all in." And made to Loretta's, had some good races, went to Loretta's the second year. And I remember the last moto of the week, I was tied for the title with actually, I think it was Jalik.
Yeah.
And my dad pulled me aside, and he was just like, it's funny, I read all these posts, not to go off topic, but it's like I read all these posts people are doing this week. Like, you know, you made it, you know, have fun, you know, don't put pressure on the kid. Dude, like, if you want to be great, you got to deal with pressure. And that's just how it is. Like, and I remember,
that's life.
Like, it's funny. Like, they're like, don't be hard. It's like, dude, you don't know how much sacrifice parents are doing for their kids. Like, I knew what my dad was doing. And I'm at 9 years old. And I remember he pulled me aside on the gate. I love you. I don't care what happens, but I'm going to tell you in a nice way, this will be your last national if we don't get a ride. And I was just like, okay. Went out, won the moto. On my birthday, which is August 26th, got a call from Ryan Holiday.
Yeah.
Hey, we'd love to sign him to a 2-year deal or something like that. And my dad was just like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. And yeah, I think it was like 4 bikes and a little bit of a budget for parts. And after that, yeah, it was just, we went on with it. And yeah, I mean, like, it's funny, just like, I don't know, like the pressure thing, it was always like that. Even when we were factory, like,
yeah,
there's times
that doesn't go away.
No, like even at Mini O's, like 1 year, like my dad would, super minis are just money pits. They're just ticking time bombs, we called them. And I was so big on them, I'd just blow them up. And yeah, I remember like the one race at Minios, we went there, blew a bike up, second lap of practice. And my dad's like, I can't afford it no more. I can't do it. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it? I'm like, we're here at a national. He's like, I'm not going to have you race Jalik Swoll, Broc Pappy, Pierce Brown, all these guys on good motors and on a stock 110. He's like, you'll get destroyed in the start, then you make it come back, and it's same old thing. And yeah, luckily we got a motor from someone. It was JGR at the time.
Yep.
Hooked us up, Bundy, and loved the motor. It was good. They helped us out for a while, and yeah, I went off and won motos that week, won some titles, and yeah, it was just, there was a lot of times like that. It was just like pinching pennies, like trying to get by on stuff. And yeah, I don't know. My dad always kind of kept me on the edge. Like, it was like, even when I knew we were kind of fine, he would always bring that, like, don't regret, like, certain things. Always give it 100%. Even though me and my dad never had the best relationship through amateurs, like, we hated each other. Like, my last B year, he couldn't go to any more races. Like, Holiday was like, dude, you're not going to anymore. Like,
Really?
we were getting into it, like, we were almost fighting each other. And yeah, and he made a bet with me, one of them, like, I don't know when my dad listens to this. I hope he doesn't get mad. But yeah, it was just like, I love my dad now. Like, I always have. But
Yeah.
no,
So
it was
the
just
relation, dude, I hated my dad when I was
Yeah.
a kid too. My dad's my fucking best friend now.
Yeah.
You get to a certain age. I just don't think you understand what your parents are really going through to make it happen for you in
No.
that way when you're a kid, you know, especially when like you kind of do come from nothing. So I think it's like, it's very it sounds bad when you're saying it, but it's very understandable. And then you fast forward and, you know, like pretty happy ending. Like you definitely made a career out of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, those times are fucking hectic.
Yeah, and I just remember it was after Freestone, I had the flu all week, and it was just a crappy week. And we were getting ready for Cal Classic, and he was just like, all right, you're signed up for 4 classes. If you win more than 2 titles, I won't go there anymore the rest of the year. Deal. I was so determined. That's like my thing in life. Like, if someone tells me something, like, I hate that. Like, I will be like, I will do my best to prove you wrong. And sure enough, went 4 for 4 and won, I think, like 8 or 9 out of 12 motos that week. And it was just like, he was like, well, you obviously proved me wrong. And same thing with the Mammoth. Won all the titles, won the Loretta's. And this was, in my head, I was like, I'm not coming back to the Loretta's. This is my last year. Like, I was 15. I had it in my mind. March 18th, I believe it was, in 2018, was the first round of outdoors. I was like, March 18th, I'm going pro at 16. No one else is telling me I can't. So I was like, I want my dad here for my last Loretta. So I told him to come out. I was like, but you got to make me a promise. I was like, you will not say or tell me what to do this week. I was like, I know that's hard for you, but I was like, just watch and be happy. And sure enough, I won 2-1-1-1-1-1 that week. Swept all the titles. And he was like, he was just super pumped. Like, I've only seen him emotional a couple times in my life, and that was my last Super Major title and that one. Like, Super Majors, he didn't, I think deep down he didn't think I quite had it, but when I won that 6th title there, he was like super pumped. He was just like, dude, that was so cool to watch. Like, I remember that second moto, like Derek Drake was on me, but his bike broke. But I mean, dude, I won by like, I think it was like 30 something seconds in Super Major class. And I was like so pumped about it. Like, that was the first time I could do a roll lap and just celebrate the whole time. I was like all the Utah people were in the sand section where the Rocky Mountain area was. And I was just waving. I'm all like, yeah, I won that. And like, that was like me winning the title, you know, like pro championship stuff. But no, it was cool. I mean, me and my dad, we had our ups and downs, even going into the pros. Like, it was still pretty tough. And I think that last year when I was with Cowie, that was the year I kind of pushed my dad away. I was like, you're not involved anymore. And that was tough. That was really tough to tell a dad that you're not involved. And I remember a couple times it was like, I don't think you're going to have it without me. And I was like, oh, really? That's what you think? And man, I like did everything I could, and I won that Daytona race. And I was like, hell yeah. And I remember he called me, and he was just so pumped. Like, there's videos of him jumping up and down. And like, you could think of it as like oh, he didn't think he had it, and you could have been like, whatever, Dad. But like, I knew deep down he loves me. Like he wanted the best for me, and
And he obviously knows how to make you tick.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he still does to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he definitely knows to find the angles of pissing me off, and yeah, he's done that a couple times. But I'd say after 23 season was the first time that 450 23 season was the first time he could come out to the races and be happy. Like he was just super stoked to be there, and like I was battling with like Jason, Dylan, Barsha, and all those guys at Budds Creek that year, and he was there for that race, and he's like, dude, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, you watch them grow up and be professional for 10 years, and you're out there at 21 years old battling with them. I'm like, yeah, it was cool. Like, we're on a privateer bike just battling it with pro guys that are making millions of dollars. So it was cool. Like, especially this year, like, the last time he seen me podium a race was 2019, San Diego.
Yep.
So he came to the Denver Supercross, and I podiumed that one, and he was just like, that was the first time I seen him run in a while. He was just like, gave me a big old hug. He was pumped. And same with Denver Outdoor, like podium the moto. And he was just like, he's like, dude, that's so cool. Like, you're used to seeing the dad that was like winning everything. But like, kind of now, like when you're pro, it's just like the podium is kind of a win, no matter what. Like, obviously you want to win. Like for me, like the past weekend, like I was mad I didn't catch Deegan and them. Like, and everyone's like, dude.
Well, you did catch Deegan. You just didn't pass him.
Yeah, like, dude, I gotta figure it starts out. Like people don't realize when you're my size and you're burning that much energy every moto coming from way back. Like the amount of who knows how many podiums I've blown this year from that, and it's on me. But
yeah, because you're probably like you might be like the third best guy at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like I am. Like I feel like if I start good and I always feel like I'm a guy that can, when I'm on it and I'm clicking, which sounds bad, like I should be every weekend. I feel like if I get behind them, I can learn some stuff. And then once I feel like I learn, that's when I learned that in the 450 class. Hang on to a guy, learn some things, and then once you kind of dialed in better than them, make the pass. And I feel like I learned a lot in the 450 class, just the maturity side of things. And I feel like this year I've kind of done that too. Like I'll hang behind someone for 10 minutes, and then it's like, okay, I'll pass them here. Like, I feel like Washugo, I feel like if I would have started even fifth, like, I could have got behind someone and just, like, followed it, and then would have had a better moto both times. So, I don't know. For me, I feel like now a podium should be every weekend, but also you can't come from 15th every moto, and in that lights class, it's so stacked this year.
Yeah.
It's like,
what is it with the starts? Like, how much do you weigh?
185, 188.
Which is big for a 250.
Yeah, it is. We've tried some things gearing wise, and I'm trying some things, and we're going to keep working on it this week. I've got some ideas. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, hole shots are sick. Like, I've pulled some good starts in Soupy. I hole shot 2 races, but, like, if I could just start top 5, even top 8, like, it would just make my life that much easier. So, yeah, we're just going to keep working on it. We got 3 rounds to go, so we'll get it figured out. I just think I'm losing at the first 10 feet. That's about it. Those light guys, once I kind of sink more, they stay on top. So it's a little harder. So I've got some things to try and figure it out.
Yeah. So when you told your dad that you're like, yeah, I'm doing it without you, was it a hard decision for you? Because I know some other riders that have had to tell their dad, like, we're done, like, we're not doing it. And there was that same thing where it was like, I don't even know. I mean, I'm pretty sure the dad was like, yeah, you won't be able to do this without me. But I think the rider that I'm talking about even doubted whether he could do it without him.
Yeah, I mean,
it sounds like you didn't doubt that you could do it without him.
No, I don't feel like I did. Like in 2017 was my last amateur year. So that time when I told him no more going to the races, I lived on my own, no mom, no dad, at south of the border. And I was like, dude, I'm doing it by myself with my mechanic and trainer, and I'm dominating the amateur stuff. Like, I know it's amateurs, but my head, I was like,
though, right?
Yeah, and I was like, I could win without him. I could do it in pros. And the first 2 years, I just felt like, sadly, like the races he'd go to, I'd kind of just mentally get in my head. And it was almost doing the reverse psychology of things. And I'm not mad at him for it. And like now, like back then, it was just like, dude, why are you doing that? Like we're 30 minutes before the main event. Like what are we doing here? And now, like, I don't know, that 2020 season going into it, the off season, that's when I talked to him. I turned 18 and literally like walked through the doors and I was just like, I love you. Don't take this personal, but I don't want you involved with my trainers, nothing. Because there was times like I worked with IT back then, Ivan.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ivan likes my dad, but it was just funny. Like Ivan would talk to me and be like, dude, like I have a program written for you, but your dad's telling you to go ride on the weekends and telling me what to do. And it was like, yeah, it's my dad for you. Like he's going to want you to have me ride, 10 hours a week. And that's just how he is. And I could tell it was kind of hard on Ivan. It was hard on me to stay focused on certain things. And yeah, that's when I told my dad. And Ivan, you could tell a bit of pressure came off Ivan. It wasn't just him. It was Mitch kind of now being on Ivan. And yeah, for me, I was a little nervous at first, but I was like, who cares? I was like, if I fail, it was on my own wheel.
Yep.
Like, it's on me. Like, and I didn't really learn that until I got older, the more of the blaming game type of thing, if that makes sense. Like, then it was, how would you call it? Like, I think I did have an issue with that. It was always someone's fault. And
like accountability.
Yeah, I mean, it was there, but I was really bad at that. And I think that was a little bit of just the amateur. When you're factory the whole time, you kind of get away with that at times. And sorry if I'm messing with these a lot.
No, that's good.
It's like the top of it, like pressures the button.
Oh, yeah.
That little deal there.
Yeah.
I have that all the time with my headphones on the airplane. I'm like sitting there sleeping. I'm like, God, what hurts? But, but no.
It comes from like the amateur side, you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. And you see that with the younger guys. Like it's always someone's fault or the trainer. Oh, the trainer worked me too hard. And I think for me, I did that a little bit. It was something with suspension or I trained too much or I did that. And I think as I got older and left Cowie, went to the club, hired Alex Martin and stuff. And I think I didn't really take the accountability thing until when I was, I think, 22. Yeah, and 2023 was the year. I'm better with the years. And yeah, that's when I was like, I think that 5 months off with the broken wrist, it was like, if you want to lose weight, no one else can do it. Like, and I was always taught that as a kid, like, people give you the tools. It's up to you to do it.
Yeah.
And I always had the right mentality, but as you get older, it's easier to blame. And for me, I started to just kind of be like, if the bike's off, it's on you sometimes. Not all the time, but like you can find ways to fix it. And I'd say when I really started to get better with it, I want to say, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like when I came here, like the second time around, it's been a lot better. Like just a setting was off and I'm just like, no, it was me. Like I should have practiced more or I should have, communicated better. And I think a lot of it had to do with just my wording on testing. Like, I'm not really I wasn't really the best at it. But when I hired Broc, he really understood what I was talking about. Like, it was just a different language, the suspension testing. And
it was more like rider to rider.
Yeah. And he was like the translator, I felt like.
Yeah.
Like he'd be like, I know what you're talking about. And then he would talk to crews and he'd be like, this is what we're talking about. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, then it was like, kind of like we're putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And then, like, that's why I felt like Dennis Soupy was getting a lot better. Like, me and Broc just sat there and just, like, grinded. And
you could see your results get better when you started working with him.
Yeah. No, it was good. I mean, like, after A2, like, not to go this way with stories, but it's just like, A2, I was working with John Westling and Jason Anderson, and I hurt my shoulder going into A2. And I really felt like that week was kind of the turning point. I thought I kind of put it together, and then I got hurt, and I was like, it's over. Like, I just blew my shoulder apart. I can't even move it. And luckily, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but it was still gnarly. I mean, I fractured my socket. I partially dislocated it and tore the labrum in 3 places. So, like, even for me to race Phoenix, it was more on me. Like, I wanted to show, like, I want to race. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just collect a paycheck and sit on the couch. Like, I hate that. Like, I want to ride. And I kind of needed a break because we had a little bit of a separation with me and John. We split ties the week after that. And everyone's like, you need to hire this guy, you need to hire that guy. And I was kind of like lost. I didn't know what to do. I was struggling mentally with stuff. And I was like, I think I need 2 weeks to just figure it out, what I truly want. And yeah, I just go to the track and I was just like, no, I'll do 2:15s. I'll do a 20 in sprints. Like, I just kind of threw my own schedule together. And like the one day Weimer was there and I was like kind of picking his brain. And I was like, hey, what do you think of my bars? What do you think of this? And like, he was like about it, but you kind of tell, like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I love Jake, but you kind of tell he wasn't really, he's not in California a lot, so it wouldn't really like work, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was more just seeing what he thought. Maybe he would be like, oh, let's work together. And I didn't really get the vibe from that. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, maybe I'll just do it on my own.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know what round it was. I want to say it was Texas or something. And I just called Broc and I was like, hey, what do you think of working together? And he's like, yeah, let's do a tryout for the week. And first day we worked at K4 and I was just like, dude, this is the guy. I'm like, I hope he likes me. I was like, because there has been stuff where people have a hard time, but I think people have a hard time with me because I'm very hard on myself and I love perfection. Like, if I'm not running the same damn lap every lap, I get pissed about it. Like, I'm like, I want to be perfect so when I get to the race, it's easy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think he's seen that, and that's what made it so much easier because he's been there, done that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was just like him picking at me on the brake and the throttle here and too much rev there, and I was just like, really? Like, that's what I'm missing? And it was just kind of like dumb little stuff that led into one big gain. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, this dude's smart as hell on the bike. But the one thing that impressed me was like when I called him and he agreed to it the next day, it was a Monday or Tuesday at K4, and he's like, hey, yeah, I watched film, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, this is like some football stuff. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, you're watching film, like studying, and I've never known a guy like that. So that was really cool. That like really motivated me. Like, this guy's kind of the all-in type, and he wants to help. And I think what proved me like that he was all in and he like was the guy was I had a terrible round at Indy, the East-West Showdown, and I was like scarred. I was like, dude, I can't watch this film right now. I was like, that was a god-awful race. I got ninth. Like, I rode tight. And he just kind of sat there and laughed. And it wasn't like an embarrassment laugh. He was just like, dude, I've sat here so many times and gotten chewed out. He's like, you're good. Let's fix it. And I was like, all right,
So
cool.
were you watching film at PC?
Yeah.
So that's what you guys do that every week, right?
Yeah, every Monday, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, Supercross only.
Yeah.
Outdoors is a little hard to do that. But
So how's that work? There's a time that you rock up and everyone goes there.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's whoever's racing on the certain coast. But yeah, we'll link up every Monday around like 5, 6 o'clock, watch film. Then we'll watch the whole actual main, see what guys are doing. And yeah, I mean, I think majority of the teams do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I always.
Pretty sick though to have Mitch there. Just
It's sick when you do good.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a terrible weekend like I was the first half of the season, I was like, should I just say like I'm really sick or I missed my flight? I'm like sitting there like itching at my legs. I'm like, dude, I don't like.
But hey, that's not accountability. Like that's
That's
the
what I
shit
mean.
you
Like,
have to face.
and that's what I used to do really bad. It was like I didn't want to go and I'd go and I was just terrified to go. And because it's not that I can't handle being yelled at. It was just like the embarrassment. Like, I was like, I hate being embarrassed about it. And that was this year. I was kind of doing that again. And then that's when I was like, Broc made it feel uncomfortable to fail. Like, it's okay to fail. And you see a lot of people like say that in sports, like, you got to fail first before you
100%,
accomplish and win.
Yeah.
And that was kind of,
I love the saying, you either win or you learn.
yeah. And that's kind of where I was at. I was like, well, you're not going to do any better if you don't learn. And it was nice because, like, I had someone there that wanted to be there and learn and help me. And we watched it, and it was like, all right, it's grind. And everything was kind of shut down that week because we had that huge rainstorm in SoCal during that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, are we taking the week off? And it was like, no, let's get the 450 and go ride Nuevo. It was like, all right, cool. And it's downpouring. Like, everyone was busy at the shop, so I went and picked up my bike, and dude, Nuevo had like 3-foot deep water puddles, and we kind of looked at each other, and he's like, screw it, let's just try it. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you want to just sit in the truck and watch? He's like, no, I'll go out there. So he was in a poncho, and dude, I was just out there motoing laps, like no goggles. Like, it was just like, we didn't have roll-offs or anything. Like, I'd like sit there and wipe so much till you couldn't see. So I'd take it off, and I had like sandblast in my eyes. We're out there for like hours just grinding, and I'd pull off, yo, like fix that, like try this. And I'm like, dude, this dude doesn't have to be out here. He's retired. He could be back at the house chilling with his girlfriend, like enjoying life, watching a movie or something. He's out here grinding, getting muddy as hell. And yeah, it was like the most fun day I've had. I was just like, dude, this is cool. And like, that's when I was like, dude, this dude loves this. Like, he wants to help me. And that's when I was like, if he's going to go all in, you got to go all in. And after then, it was just like, I feel like a movie. It was just like the progress was just like, in some of those movies where yeah, it was
it's like
just
the montage scene of the
like,
training and getting
where they're
better.
like crap, and then all of a sudden they're just like crushing it. Like,
Yeah.
obviously I wasn't winning, but it felt good to like put that, I think it was like 5 weeks off, and just grind my butt off, and then go to Seattle and get second. And like, I feel like if me and Juju didn't battle so much that moto, and I messed up really bad and about fell, and that's how he got me back, like, I actually felt like I could have chased Cole down that main. And I was just like, we watched the film and the laps, and I'm like, dude, I could have won that. I'm like, damn it. And that's when I was like, it just it's like the snowball effect. Like, it's just like, it just starts coming together easier, and you want to try harder. And not saying I'm not going to try when you're doing crappy, but
Yeah, but momentum's a real thing.
oh, 100%. And yeah, it was definitely cool. Like, it was just awesome to see the work that I was actually doing was the correct way to do it. And I knew it was working. And especially outdoors, like, I was so nervous going outdoors. I was like, dude, I just had a really good end to a year on Soupy. And I haven't raced a lights bike in a full year since 2021. I'm like, I had the one good finish last year at Unadilla. I'm like, where do you think I'm sitting at? And he's like, don't worry about it. Just go out there and do the best you can. And I was like, oh, man, you got to be top 5. You got to be top 5. Because it was like, it's contract stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, you got to at least battle in the front. And what he said to me was, don't worry about it. And that kind of stayed in my brain going to Paula. And I was like, you know what? I was like, you put so much pressure, all of us as athletes, we put so much pressure on each other to win.
Yeah.
Or be a certain number. Like, if I'm not 5th or better, I'm terrible. Like, for me, it was like, I don't care if I get 10th. If I know I went out there and gave it all I had, and I'm deadbeat tired, that's all I had. Like, I can't be mad at myself for that if I know I tried. And I went 6'5" or 6'4".
Dude, good rides too.
And it was good. Like, that was the first time I was 6th overall, and I was like, damn it. Like, the top 3 was right there. I was like, I almost could have done it if the track was a little bit better. Like, not going to blame the track really, but that track was tough, like one-lined. And I was just like, man, that was not a bad ride. And then I was like,
well, you came from way back too.
Yeah, that's been all year. But
yeah,
it's like,
but I remember watching you both motos being like, you were one of the fastest dudes on the track for both motos.
Yeah,
I don't know what the lap times were, but I'd assume that you would have had one of the top 4 lap times maybe.
I know it had been second moto because I want to say at the halfway point, I just got through that pack.
Yeah.
And 1 through 5 was all battling, and I could see him, but I was like 4 seconds behind. And all of a sudden, I came through like a freight train. Like, I caught up right to Joe and all those dudes, and I was like, holy crap. I was like, I'm ripping right now. And then I was trying to keep that flow going, because once you stop, it's hard to go
Get
again.
it back going, yeah.
And that's what happened. I was trying different lines and making mistakes, and it was just tough. Like, I was going outside almost every turn, just letting that thing eat. I was third gear wide open, just like trying to swing the momentum, and they would just get me barely. And I'm like, damn it, like, where do I pass at? And no, it was good. I mean, that was like, I was like, all right, cool. Like, let's build off that. And then next weekend was hot. It was Hangtown. That was brutal. Still a good ride. I think I went like 7.5, another top 5. And I was like, all right, like, let's just build a little more and build a little more. And that was kind of like same thing. Like, I kept telling myself, don't stress about the position. And that first moto at Hangtown, I did that. I was like stressing about it. I seen like Adams and Levi and Ty in front of me, and I'm like, oh no, like they're in front of me. Like, what am I doing? I'm the worst guy on the team right now. Like, stupid stuff you don't need to think about.
Yeah, you just shouldn't be thinking that shit.
And then all of a sudden, like halfway point hit, and I like kind of like did a slow lap, and I just let it clear. And then I was like, okay, you're good. Just go back after it. And yeah, that's kind of what I did. So the rest of your that's what I've just been kind of doing. It's just like, don't think about positions. If you're in third, you're in third. Like, just keep moving forward and just deal with it. So yeah.
Emig was in here last night, and he was saying that when he was racing, his whole career, all he cared about was max effort.
Yeah,
that was it. Didn't care about position. Didn't care about anything. He's like, if I got a 9th and it was a max effort, like, I know I gave everything. And he was like very committed to that his entire career. And he's like one of the greats of the sport, you know, like obviously I'm not a fucking athlete. So not really, maybe don't take my advice all the way. But I just think in the middle of a moto, like, you probably just shouldn't be thinking about anything.
No.
Like, really, you know?
No, I mean.
Especially when it comes to contracts, position, who's on your team that's in front of you. Like, it's probably not serving you in the moment to have those thoughts.
No, I mean, I did that a lot the first couple rounds of Soupy. I was just driving myself nuts, like, and that was like the mental side of things. I'm like, why am I doing that? And yeah, during that 5-week break, I sat down with Broc and some people I know and hired some people and was just like, this is what I'm going through. Like, how do I fix it? And it really turned it around. Like,
oh man, you can see it.
Yeah. And I was very happy with that, to like say I did it the right way in a sense. And like, yeah, I don't know. It's been really good. So, I mean, the mental side of things, you know, you almost have to go back to like when you're a kid. You're just kind of brain dead. Like, you're just going out there, just racing.
All I had.
Yeah, all I had.
Yeah.
And that's all you could do.
Yeah.
And I think what made it hard for me is like, I won so much as an amateur, I didn't think that way. Like, I thought the brain dead way, just all I had. And then when you go pro, like, you're not winning, you're having a hard time, and
contracts.
Contracts and stuff like that. You kind of spiral out.
Yeah.
And,
it's so easy, bro.
Yeah. And that's kind of like my races. I've shut my brain off. Those are my best races I've ever had. And yeah, that was like, you go back to Daytona, like, everyone's like, what were you thinking out there? I'm like, I wasn't thinking anything. Like, I just did my job. Like, I went out there, did the laps. I knew what I did in the week. I knew if I could ride like that in race day, like, and that's even now. Like, I ride so good during the week. I'm like, if I could just ride 90% of what I do in the week, I'm like, I could podium like any day. Like, it's just, you got to bring that to race day.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Have you ever heard of Jocko Willink? He's like an old Marine, like an ex-Marine. He's got a podcast.
I feel like if I seen a picture of him.
Yeah. So he wrote a book called Extreme Ownership. And it's basically like the whole book is about accountability. But he talks about he was like a leader of a SEAL team in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he basically talks about when you're the leader, when you're the captain of the team, when you're the leader of the SEAL team, you're the guy that no matter what happens, it's your fault.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's kind of what you were getting at. Like, that seems like that's almost where you got at, to a point where it's like, I'm not blaming the team, I'm not blaming the bike, I'm not blaming any of these things because it's on me. I reckon you should read that book. I don't know if you're a big book guy. Do you read, or would you audio book?
I would have to probably audio.
Audiobook that shit then.
Yeah, I love I used to love to read, but man, I've started probably 15 books before, and I get quarter way through it, and I'm all like, yeah, I'll finish that next week, and the page stays folded for 5 years, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna reread that, and then you're like, shit, I got to reread the whole.
What
entire
kind of
book.
books were you trying to read though?
Oh, tells you how bad I can remember it. Oh man, I think the one was like Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
Oh yeah, red light, green light, or whatever.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, there was that. There was the one I would audio listen to was David Goggins a little bit here and there. Didn't finish it, but I mean, some of it would help. A lot of that though, like I try to get on that stuff. Like I always noticed when I was struggling mentally.
Yeah.
And I think my issue too is like I'd go so deep in the stuff, or you watch Instagram and it's just like you need to do this. Like if you do it this way or whatever, you're a champion. And it's like I feel like sometimes you get so deep into it, you almost go backwards in life. And I'm just like,
yeah. Well, I think like the difference is like an Instagram post. Any fucking retard can make an Instagram post. You know what I mean? Like to actually like write a book, publish a book, and it be a New York Times bestseller. Like there's a set of like criteria that keeps getting checked off that filters out, is this bullshit or is this legit? And I think you can get to a point where like some things you're like, okay, this is actually legit. This dude, in the case of Jocko, is like Navy SEAL, super decorated individual, extremely successful once he retired. So it's like that guy's probably a dude worth listening to, as opposed to someone that just clicks some shit on Instagram. You know?
I mean, I have friends like that too. Like they'll repost stuff, or like you're like, dude, come on, like you're not even close to like that level, or not even level. You're just like you're not taking it serious. You're reposting it because people you want the attention sometimes, and I'm just like, and I'm not like shitting on my friends that way. You're just like. Sometimes you're just like, dude, that's not the way to look at it. Like, if you're not going to stick to it, don't read into it. You got to be committed. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, there's just some of the stuff, and I'm just like, even on Instagram, you watch some people, they're like, oh, you got to do it this way. Like, they'll repost something. You're like, you're not even close to that person. Like, how are you going to say that? Like,
well, and it's just, it takes nothing to repost something like that. You know?
And some of those stuff, like you see some people repost and you're just like, what are you doing? Like, don't repost someone else's stuff. Like, I don't know. That's just me. But
yeah, anyway, this book, I reckon you should audiobook it, and like, it's fucking cool. Like, there's just really cool, he's given cool information and it makes a lot of sense. And there's a lot of like just heavy army stories, you know, like just different time, like, you know, he'd have someone die under his command and things like that. And it's like, basically, you know, there's always something that went wrong. There's always something that, you know, you could potentially blame another person for. But if they're like under your umbrella, you know, if it's one of your suspension guys, if it's one of your mechanics, if it's your trainer, if it's your girlfriend, if it's anyone and you see yourself as like the leader of that program, because it is like about you. Like when you're on the bike, you're the leader. You're the guy that's in charge. You know,
communicate. You got to do things correctly.
And something goes wrong, there's always a way to like channel it back to yourself. Like when I literally this time last year, my warehouse burned down in Australia.
Oh wow!
And we lost literally everything. All my cameras, all my archives, all my old footage, my fucking wedding videos, like the whole thing. And it's so brutal. And it's like not my fault, but it is my fault.
Right.
Like after reading this book, that's my mentality.
Yeah.
Whenever anything goes wrong in my life now, and it's under my world, I try to take responsibility. So like I wasn't there at 3 a.m. when the fire started, but all of the problems that happened as a result of it, it's like, that's on me. Like I should have had my insurance more handled. I should have been in the habit of making sure that all of the power boards were unplugged when I left, and the fucking electric desk wasn't still plugged in, because sometimes 1 in a million shit goes wrong. And if you don't want that shit to go wrong, if you don't want the thing to happen and affect you in that way, it is your responsibility. And it's like the buck does stop with you. So I don't know. At least for me, I read that book and it really changed my perspective. And it just made it so much easier to own every perspective. And I remember when I started reading Extreme Ownership, and so he's giving all of these examples of like shit that went wrong on missions. Or when he retired from the military, he started like a leadership consulting firm.
Okay.
And then he's giving these business examples of like, this is the problem, and I'm like, yeah, that's not that guy's fault. Like, how does that guy deal with that situation? And then you see the mental framework that he goes through to bring everything back to himself as the leader. And I'm like, fuck, that's actually so gangster. And there's so much power in being the person that owns it. And, you know, like you go to watch film and you don't want to, you're like, fuck, I'm going to get chewed out by Mitch.
Yeah.
Because, dude, he's an intimidating guy. Like,
yeah, he can be.
For sure he can
I mean,
be.
I think my thing was like I grew up with such a gnarly dad. Like,
yeah.
like I remember like my rookie year, like he would have some talks with me and I was just kind of like sitting there and he's like, "You not scared of me?" I'm like,
Mitch?
Yeah. And I was just like, I mean, not to be rude. I was like, you intimidate me as a boss. Like, I don't want to fail you. Like, I want to do great for your team. But I was like, as a person trying to scare me in a certain way, my dad did that. Like, he beat that into my head so much. It was like, no, I'm not scared that way. But I'm scared I'm going to lose my job. Yes, that's what I'm scared of. Like, I remember there was a talk like that. I had such a bad year when I was 17 in 2019 outdoor season. I was garbage. Like, raced with Epstein Barr all year. Didn't know about it. Same thing. I was just like, I'd get random arm pump in my left arm, and then I'd get wore out, tired, and I'm just like, dude, like, I don't ride like that during the week. I'm like, what is going on? And got blood work done, and I was like, oh, I found the issue. It's not my fault. I remember I called him. I was like, it wasn't my fault. What do you want me to say, sorry? He's like, I'm not going to say sorry because you rode like crap. And it was like, okay, you're right, I guess. Like, but I remember he pulled me in the office, and he's like, if you don't fix it next year, you're fired. And I was like, okay. And I remember, like, I was 17 years old, didn't have a license, nothing. I'm at the shop, and my mechanic took me, and I came back almost crying. Like, I'm not soft, but 17 here, and you might get fired. You're kind of, like, freaking out. And I was like, dude, if I tell my dad that, my dad's going to whoop my ass. And I'm like, so I told my mechanic at the time, Bobby Dawson, and he was just like, dude, don't tell your dad that. I'm like, I was like, that stays between you and I. And a couple years later, I told my dad, like, actually, I think I told him last year when I got back over here, and he was like, are you serious? I was like, yep. He's like, well, good thing you kind of figured it out now. And I'm like, yeah. But
yeah.
No, I mean, there's definitely times that goes back to, like, it's on you. Like, yeah, obviously there's things like when you get sick and you don't know about it and you're still trying it. It's hard to blame yourself if, like, certain guys, like,
should have got a blood test sooner.
Yeah, but, like, sometimes you don't think of that.
No,
like,
I know, but
and that's
what
the hard
I'm
thing.
saying. Is
no,
like,
yeah,
that's the road that you have to, like, that
you have
can
to accept it.
Exactly. Like, everything that happens to you, if there was something that was under your control, like, I just had some visa shit come up recently, and it's just like, it's fucked a whole bunch of shit up. And my lawyer didn't tell me the thing that I needed to know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, went to blame my lawyer, and my wife's all pissed off. And I'm like, you know what? It's actually on me, because I emailed the guy like 2 days before I was supposed to leave. If I emailed him a week before, none of this would have happened. So it's on me. So it's like, there's always, that's like the point of this book, you know, is like there's always a way to point it back to you.
Yeah.
And then I think you can just get in the habit of like preempting all of those decisions.
Well, and that's kind of where people are like, oh, that makes a leader. Like, you're the guy, and you're gonna take the blame even though it's not your fault.
Yeah.
You still should have been on it. And
there's people I could have blamed for the fire.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't. I just fucking sucked it up. I took it all on myself, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's a practice that it's just a practice that you have to like be fully committed to. But I think it makes your life better.
Yeah, it does. I think I like the blaming side of things. I think I still do it at times. But I think for me, I've learned to just not do it in moto as much. Like, you just learn to take accountability more on that side of things. I think when it comes to more in real life situation, you know, your personal side, it's hard to look at it that way. Like, and for me, it's like you're 23, you're still learning.
Oh,
Like,
dude, you got so for you to be where you are now at 23 is awesome. You know, so like this is all of this is not to say you're not crushing it.
No,
you know, it's like you're doing fucking great for 23.
Well, like it was like I've gone through like not terrible financial things, but like I've never really had money. Even like when I rode for Mitch before, like it was just like we're spending it here and there, and like I wanted to blame my parents for being like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like you're 17, you have no control of it. But like as I got older, I was like, it's my fault in a sense. Like I maybe should have learned to be better with it or done it this way. And the one person that really helped me out with it was actually Phil Nicoletti. Like he was like, "Where's your money?" I'm like, "I don't have any." And he's like, "What the hell you mean you don't have any?" And I'm like, "It's gone." And it was just like, dude, you got to learn to be better with it. And you're like, dude, I'm 18, 19. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just trying to race and do good. And like, that was kind of, he just kind of was like, you need to break it down. Try not to do this, do that, pay your taxes. And I had a whole issue with that in 22, like figuring stuff out from 19. And I'm just like, dude, this sucks. Like paying so much money and that. But like once I got everything fixed and figured out, like I was living paycheck to paycheck. Like I mean, I was so broke in a sense. Like I tell people, like in 2022, I was at Southwick and had a terrible day. Yard sold myself, got a concussion, had the frame mark on my head, like, and I had me, my girlfriend, and filmer at the time. I was trying to do that man-child YouTube stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was trying to do that whole deal, and I was just like, didn't have like money coming to me at the time, and I was just like, dude, what am I doing? Like, I didn't get paid good enough for the race because I DNF'd, and we're at dinner, and I'm like paying for 3 people, and I'm like, my vlogger was like, yo, don't forget you got to pay me. I'm like, I don't have the money right now. Like, you got to wait next week when I get paid. And he's like, what do you mean you don't have the money? And I'm like, dude, I don't have the money. And I'm like, I will pay you though when I get paid. It was like, and when people say they don't have the money, like a lot of times they're just being cheap. Like,
yeah, they got the money, but they want to wait till they get a bit more and pay. Yeah.
And I was like, I pulled my bank statement up and gave it to him. And I was like, you want to see? Look at it. There was $250 in there. And he's like, that's all you have to pay for our hotel and flight home? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm paying for dinner. And I'm like, no, you're fine. He's like, dude, no, I didn't know you were that broke. And I'm like, yeah. And I paid him. Like, we're still good friends. Like, and that's when he was like, when people are like, oh, you have money. He's like, no, when G says he's broke, he broke, man. Like, and that 23 season, I qualified for SMX on the 450 and crushed it. I got 7th, made 120,000. And I was just like, I remember like the lights, because I raced the first 2 rounds of outdoors on the lights bike, and it was just not working out. Like, we were struggling, the team was, I was, and I was like, dude, like, I'm not going to sit here and give it all I got for 15th. I'm like, this is stupid. And they're like, no, we agree. You're a better 450 cab. We'll just try it at Denver. I was like, all right, cool. Got a top 7. And I was like, sick, we're sticking with this. Made it in the SMX. I was like, all right, cool. Like, and I started looking at the pay, and I'm all like, holy crap. I'm like, this is good money. I'm like, and I was projected like 9th, so it was like 90K, and I was like, dude, like, this is going to be so cool. And then some guys crashed out, and I got 7th. And I remember I came back to the trailer. They're like, dude, you got 7th. You got 7th place. And I remember, like, I about broke down crying. I was like, holy crap. I'm like, finally. Like, I just got myself from, like, a couple $100 a month at the end of the month after I pay for everything in my account to 120,000. Obviously after taxes and everything, but I was like, dude, I'm finally out of the hole. Like, this is so cool. And then, like, last year did good with some podiums, and Phil was like, how much you got saved up? And I told him, and he was like, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go with my guy, investment guy. put this X amount away. And I was like, you could do that? He's like, yeah, you never heard. I was like, well, I know what crypto is. I was like, I put a couple $100 in that, hoping to have Shiba hit big so I could be a millionaire. He's like, you're an idiot.
He's like, that ain't it, bro.
Yeah, he's just like, you're an idiot, dude. I was like, we'll see. And no, I went in there and got it all set up, put some away this year, and I was just like, man, I'm so thankful for Phil.
Yeah, that's a solid dude right there to do that.
I've known him since I was 12, so it's like he's always picked on me and was a jerk, but I love him.
Out of love.
Oh yeah, even at club, there was times we would get into it hardcore, but I think he knew and I knew we'd both throw down, but we cared for each other. I don't think we'd ever get to a point where we disliked each other, but he just wanted to see the best, and he knew he didn't want me waiting any longer to where I'm 28 and I'm like, yeah, I've got a couple hundred, but just enough for a house and there's nothing being invested. Yeah. That's kind of because that's what happened to him. He figured it out when he was 26, 7, he said. And he's like, if I could get it set when you're 23, he's like, by the time you're in your 40s, you're good.
Yeah, you got $1 million.
Yeah, and he's like, you could then do other things. And I was like, oh man, that sounds cool. Let's do that. And I started learning about it and got it set up, and I'm super pumped for that. That was he didn't have to do that. He could have told me
yeah, that's honestly a very solid thing to do.
Yeah, so I was very thankful for that and to be able to do that. And yeah, no, that was cool. So now it's every podium, everyone's like, oh, dude, you got to go here and there. I'm like, nope, putting that in there, putting that in there. And I'm just me, I love seeing numbers. So it's I want to see as big of a number as I can when I retire. So then I could have my house paid off, and I have 67 acres back home in Utah.
Oh, sick.
That's what I want to build a house on in the next year or two. Build a nice barnuminium and call that home. So I want to be able to have that and have kids and stuff, and be retired and be pumped about it and go on the lake and do fishing,
hunting and fishing.
Yeah, that's all I want to do.
Grow big ass beard.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I could do that now if I wanted. It's bad, but yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's so cool to hear that he did that. It's crazy that you were that fucking broke for that long. I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just I don't think anyone really, obviously people do, but I think sometimes it's just moto is so unpredictable with bills. And I had surgery after surgery. And it was just I was just draining my account on payments on hospital bills, and I'm just like, dude, this is stupid. And then I'm gonna be paying hospital bills till I die, and yeah, it's just a pain. And something on your tire breaks on your truck, and I had tires blow out, so I had to pay for tires. Those are $2,000, and you're like, oh, there goes a quarter of my pay. And then you're you have something else go out, or you need to buy this for training, and you're just like, well, there goes my paycheck this month. And you could save $10,000 one month, the next month you're spending 15, 20. You're just like, what the hell am I doing? So I always feel moto, it's super unpredictable, especially training. When you're paying guys, it just goes by so quick. You're just like, well, there goes that. But for me, I think I lived so penny pinching for so long.
Yeah.
When I hired Broc and I knew things were going right, I'm like, I don't care. I'm on a contract here right now. If I really had to go home and figure something out, I have a good family to help me and good friends. But I was I'm not saying I have a family that's going to give me money. I have a house to stay in. And
yeah, you got to play.
Life.
You got somewhere to go. Yeah.
But I told myself, I was I'm going to go broke this year. I'm going to go all the way in. I don't care if I spend my whole check. I need to show people I'm good and I'm a podium guy. I want a podium that bad. And it was podium. And finally outdoors, to get the third one, it was all right, it's the most you've had in a year. And the show, the podium money is basically the money you put away for retirement. You're not really putting a whole lot away out of your actual check, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially living out here, it's so expensive. But
it's crazy.
But if I got to spend an extra $5,000-8,000 a month to be with Broc, not saying that's how much it is, I'm just throwing a number out there, but it's if I got to spend however much more a month to be with Broc, to train with him, and have the tools and the team, I think sometimes it's crazy. Some guys go to Florida and stuff, and then the team's here. we've got 5 tracks here. And, like, obviously it works. Like, Levi's crushed it. Seth crushed it this year. Like, I think that's fine if it works. But I think sometimes, like, some of us, like, for me, like, if I have an issue after a weekend or a couple rounds or practice, like, I want to be there and have the team be there. Like, I don't want to have them fly out or, I fly out here for the week. Like, it's not the same conditions as there. So it's like, I want to be at the same place and test. That's kind of how I look at it. Like, I want to be all in with it.
We need to bring you a quick word from our sponsor, Motosport.com. I got a YZ450F that I got some upgrades to do. You know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to need some help with customer service, so I'm going to chat with a gearhead. This box showed up. It has a 2007 KTM master cylinder, a Yamaha caliper, also 2007, and a Turner braided brake lines. I feel like this is a very good upgrade for $600. Need the old hanger, so we're gonna put a bit of grease on that and get it back on, bolt her up. Caliper has been done. Now this can just get bolted on. Now, shout out to Kiefer, who I think stole this off Doug Dubac. That was easy. Nah, that was easy. This is a pretty epic upgrade. You can get OEM parts to build this little Frankenstein brake kit or basically anything else for any brand by going to motosport.com.
And you were saying before we started this that when you did your shoulder at, was it A2?
Right before A2. Yeah, the Wednesday before.
That you were going to be done. You just thought it was over. Contract year. You knew that with the injury and no results, like you were getting fired, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. I feel like every athlete, we go through a really dark spot as soon as we get hurt. And I just remember, like, driving home solo in the truck. I, like, called my dad, and I was just like, what do I do? Like, I'm like, I have the CAT scan was getting red. Like, I'm not going to know for another day and how it felt. And I was like, dude, if I'm out to outdoors, you're already behind. And it's going to take you the whole season. And by that time,
just to get back up to speed,
and you lose the spot. So I was just stressing hardcore, and I was just losing it. And I was like, how do I accept it with myself? Like, how would I word it? Like, I don't think I could accept it if I quit, but I don't know how I'm going to come back out of this. And I was really stressing hard. Like, I was just on the phone with my dad, and I was just like, dude, like, what do I do? Do I get a job? Like, do I go home? And he was kind of like stressing hearing me say that because he's never really heard me say that. And he was just like, let's see what the x-rays say and figure it out from there. And I was losing it, and I was like convinced it was over. I was like, I'm going to figure something out. Like, I was like racing, I just keep getting hurt. And luckily it came back decent and was able to race the next week. Super painful. I could feel the shoulder popping every lap at Phoenix. I mean, they had like 4 walls there.
I was going to say, perfect track to be injured.
It was perfect.
Just
triple crown.
Immaculate.
Yeah, I remember I hurt
triple crown too, bro.
I couldn't even move my arm that night afterwards. Like, I had to wear a hoodie and keep my arm in it because it was just so painful. And yeah, after that, it was like, I was like, I don't know if I have it. Like, I was really doubting myself. And then the team started to see it. And I was like, then I was even more bummed and pissed off at myself because, like, I felt like I was letting the team down. And by that time, going into Indy was, like, my breaking point. Like, I broke down, told Mitch, I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know, this sounds really bad. I was like, dude, I'm sorry you signed me. Like, that sounds terrible, but I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not doing my job, and I'm making you look bad, and I hate that. I absolutely hate it. Pisses me off. And he's like, come in my office on Monday. We're going to talk. He's like, nothing bad. I want to help you because I know how good you are. And I was like, okay. And that was like the same day Broc called me, start working together. I was like, okay, cool. Talked to Mitch. Had nothing but good things. He was like, let's just talk. Let's just figure it out. Take it day by day, and we'll move on with it. He's like, I believe in you. You can do it. And hearing Mitch say that already, like, gives you confidence. You're like, if he believes in you, like, why did he hire you and all these things? And you kind of have to go back to remember that. And yeah, it was kind of like just taking it step by step, listening to Broc, putting the work in. Like, finally figured some stuff out too with blood work. That was really helpful. That all of a sudden, like, I changed my diet during that time, changed supplements, and all of a sudden, like, I was training harder, training better. And yeah, then when I got the podium at Seattle, that's when it was like, okay, there we go. Like, he's like, I told you could do it. And I was like, I know. I was like, not going to say I believed you, but I was like, it took a lot of like, that's when I hired someone to talk to. And that's where the accountability came in. And you know, how would you say it? Like just the doubt. Like, just why are you doubting so much? Why are you, like, you're spazzing out? You, like, I'd come out of qualifying just shut down. I was just like, dude, what am I doing? Like, I'm 13th. Like, what the hell? And yeah, that helped. And it was just like talking to someone about it, got it figured out, having Broc, having someone in my corner that's just like so knowledgeable and helpful and such a good dude. Like, he knew what I was going through, and he was there for me. And same with my family and my girlfriend. Like, everyone was there, and friends. And that one, like, breaking through to get that podium again was almost like winning a championship in a sense, because it was like,
and in a 5-week turnaround.
Yeah,
you know, like, you turned it around quick.
Yeah, and it was awesome. Like, I was happy to do that. And then it was like, that's where it came back to, like, oh man, you got to do it again. Like, and the East West Showdown wasn't bad. Like, I think I got 7th or something at Philly, but I did the same thing. I picked a number in my head, and that's what I had to do, because I qualified good that day. And I was like, you got to win, got to win, got to win, got to win. And I rode like an idiot that whole main event. My speed was killer. Like, I had speed in the main, but then I'd like lose a second over here, lose a second there, and then I was 2 seconds back. Catch a guy, lose a second, catch up. And then it was kind of just like learning to just be patient with it and build, not taking
let the race come to you kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was also trying to take huge chunks out of it. Like, I was trying to take huge strides instead of just baby steps. And I feel like that's where Denver came back. Like, I was patient. I let the race come to me, got 3rd. And then, yeah, same with outdoors. Like, outdoors was kind of like a full reset to just not learn, like, just let it come to you. And just, I don't know, like I said, don't think about the result. Just do the best you can and then be happy with it. And yeah, that's kind of where it's at. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a quitter. Like, I think at the point of it, when you're down at your lowest, you want to be done because you're just over it. Yeah. Like, I know a lot of guys I've trained with, other racers that were like that. And
hey,
like,
bro, I've had those times.
Yeah, like Jeremy was like that. And dude, honestly, like, I cried the day he retired. Like, I was so sad when he left club, and I was just like, I was like, man, like, I don't want to see him go out like that. And I raced him this year, and I was like, oh, dude, he's gonna be pretty good. Like, and I'd call him, I'd be like, yo, like, let me follow you on qualifying. Like, I know you're the man. Then, like, he was struggling at first, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, it's like, I hope he figures it out. Like, same thing again. Like, I felt bad for him, but also, like, I have my own job to do. But I was like, and when we went to Millville, see how good he qualified, and I was like, oh, damn. I was like, he's going to be on it today. And when he, like, as a racer and competitor, I didn't want him to beat me. But, like, first thing I came back, I was like, damn it, I didn't ride that good. I was like, where did Jeremy finish? They're like, 3rd. I'm all like, damn it. But I was like, same time, I was like, as a friend to Jeremy, I was like, that's cool. I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm happy he did good his last race. And when he won, I was like, damn it. Like, you beat that guy the first 3 rounds. I was like, that means you could win. I was like, why couldn't you win in outdoors? And, like, I was happy for him. Like, I talked to him this week. I was like, dude, I'm pumped for you. I'm proud you're able to. And I know how he is as a person.
It's just a fairy tale ending. Dude.
Oh, 100%. But I remember, like, sitting there. I called his brother right after. I was like, do not let him race this year. I was like, tell him to be done. I was like, I know how Jeremy is. Like, he'll be like, I won. I'm going to keep going. I'll be like, no, dude, just call it. End it in the fairy tale way and you're over it. But no, for me, like, that kind of gave me a motivator because I went 7-7 on the day. It was an okay day. My best overall at Millville. But I was like, that whole way home, I was like, man, if he could do it, like I can do it. And I just kind of like, I don't know, want the Washougal, put my head down, and I was like, P1 qualifying, all right, cool. P1 again, all right, like, might be able to throw it together. And then I got the podium, and I was like, all right, see, you can do it. Like, and sometimes it just takes like this sad,
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Sometimes it takes
Yeah.
like watching someone that you could beat do it, and
Yeah.
you're like, damn it, like, I want to beat him. I want to beat the guys that he just beat. And yeah, that was like that second moto at Washougal, like chasing down Deegs. Like it was kind of funny. Like off topic, I was playing Xbox that week, and there's these random kids that join our party on our headsets. They're like, "Oh, you Marchbanks?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're all like, "That Deegan kid waxes you," and I'm all like, "Thanks, dude." Like, I'm just playing Xbox to have fun with my friends, not get shitted on an Xbox
By
party.
some
I'm like,
12-year-old Deegan
yeah,
fan.
it was like some 15-year-olds, and I'm just like, I remember like them saying that, and then afterwards, like day later, they're like, "Oh, you're super cool to hang out with and talk to." They're like, "You're really nice. We're just joking." I'm like, "Sure you were." And then that second moto, I remembered that, and I was like,
Yeah, no.
I was like, I'm gonna prove these guys wrong, and I like chased them down, and I was just like, I'm gonna get them. And I just started to see red, and I was just like, and the track was pretty tough to pass them that second moto, and I was just like, I sent it in one time, and I don't think he thought I was going to be like coming through that quick after Horsepower Hill. I like swept the turn and got like a gnarly run down the rollers, and I jumped on the step down, like not side by side, but it was like that. And he just like looks back and cuts over and looks back at me, and I'm all like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I mean, if I hit his rear wheel, I'm going over the bars. I'm like, we both lock it up. I'm doing like a stop in the turn, stop. And I was like, damn it, maybe I should have sent it in there. Gave him a rub. But I was like, I didn't like, wouldn't say I wouldn't do it. Like, it's just like, I like clean racing. Like,
Yeah.
I've always been that way. Like,
Except for J-Mart at Salt Lake.
yeah. Well, I say it, I like to be that way. I'll do it like for podiums, but like,
You're the one guy that could clean Deegs out, and he'd just be like, bet.
I mean, he
I
like,
can't see him wanting to fuck with you too hard.
I get pretty hot-headed. I've been known for that. And like after the moto, they're like, "What happened in the back?" And I was like, "Idiot cut me off." And like Duff, his mechanic, was like, "What'd you say?" Like said something, and I was just like, in my head, I knew it was wrong for me to say. I felt bad. I immediately apologized, and I was like, "Oh, what did I say to him?" I was like, "You want to start this now?" And they were just kind of like big-eyed it, and I was just like, and I was like, sorry. I didn't mean to get mad like that. I was like, good race. Like I don't want issues. Like, I don't need drama on the track. Like, I like to race people hard, and I like when people race me hard. Like, it's fun that way. Like, and I think when you keep it clean, obviously, if there's rubbing, there's rubbing. Like, whatever. Like, I've gotten hit plenty of times, but
You just got the ace in the hole of just being a fucking unit.
yeah, I
Like
mean,
no one's messing with you.
no, I mean, I've had some guys, like, I felt so bad, like, last year. It was too far. What round was it? Vegas, Moto 2. Me, Levi were, like, in the back in, like, 12th. And we're just, like, I don't even know what I was doing. I was so, like, I was trying, but I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing back here. And me and Romano, like, had this, like, weird beef from Bud's Creek from cross-jumping. And, like...
You cross-jump him or
no, he cross-jumped me. And I was just like, we're cool now. Like, we like, chilled it out. Like, we're good now. I like Romano. But, like, he did it, like, a lot at Charlotte, and it was pissing me off. And then I called him in the main at Vegas, and he kept cross-jumping me. I was like, all right, I'm back here in 12th. Let's do something cool. And like right before mechanics say, I just came in hot and just like dropped an elbow and just punted him, and he did a front flip. And I was like, ooh. I was like, that was a little too hard, Garrett. And like it was hard enough. It busted my elbow open and everything.
No.
Oh yeah. And he comes over after the race. Yo, what the hell? Like cussing me out. And I'm all like, you ready? I was like, you ready to go? And like, I don't know if he was scared or not. Like, I was just like ready to go. And I was like, dude, you just got signed on the team you've been dreaming to get back on. Last thing you need to do in front of Mitch is like get 11th place and just start fist fighting.
Just
people.
like some Happy Gilmore shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, God, I'm an idiot. But like,
I like the passion, bro.
but it was like, it was just uncalled for on my part. And I felt bad that I did it after the race. Like, I don't know, something with me and moto, like when I'm in the track, like someone does something to me too far, I just see red. I lose it. Like I'll just like end it. And
This stops here.
Yeah. And I don't know, like afterwards I seen him at the hotel and I was like, hey, I'm sorry about that. Like, you all right? Yeah. We cool? Yeah. All right. Like I was like, last thing we need is to be beefing next year if we're racing Saving Coast and we're just like doing something stupid. I was like, I don't want that. And yeah, I was happy we were able to end that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't hit people half the time because like I don't know how, like, not saying I don't know how to do it, but it's like
it's risky.
Well, it's that, and it's like I feel like how big I am. I don't realize how hard I'm hitting someone, and like they go yard selling. I'm like, damn it! Like I didn't mean to hit him that hard. Like, and half the time, like I'm not close enough. My vision on gauging stuff's a little dummy. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people know not to pick on me too much because I'll come after them. But
yeah, I get that. Yeah. What was I want to go back to your wrestling real quick. How old did you wrestle?
I was like 7. It was literally like 5 matches. It was stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you would have been good at that shit.
I just feel like I'm a little too tall for it. I feel like they'd really get my legs really well. I've wrestled some buddies and I'm like, dude, this sucks. Like my buddy back home, super close buddy, I think he got 2nd in state.
Yeah, dude, it don't matter if you're tall, short, whatever. Like,
no, but he's my size.
Yeah, he's fucking you up.
But like, I don't know. I've always teased him, and I'm just like playing around. Dude, he's done some like side kick stuff, and I'm all like, puts me on my ass, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, was not ready for that. But like, I've gotten in fist fights probably 8 times through moto, like just 16 years old, just beating up 20-year-olds.
Like a club or something?
There was a couple of
races.
I mean, I'm not going to say names, but yeah, like, I was just a hothead from the age of 12 to 16. Like arena crosses, like, dude, like we'd race those indoor ones out in Carolina in the horse arenas. And dude, I would start brawls. Like, and like Holiday would be calling, what the hell are you doing? This is on YouTube and Instagram. You fighting people. I'm like, I didn't start it. And it'd be like some guy, like, one of them was, I mean, for me, it was like $500 for second. That was a lot of money to me at 16. And like, there was one time the guy lapped me, I lapped him, and he cleaned me out, and I'm in second, and I lost it and didn't say anything. Next moto, I crashed out, and I was getting lapped, and he was in second, and I punted him, I didn't get lapped. I caught back to him, and we're like 5th, and I just destroyed him. Punted him into a cement wall. And this dude's like 20-something, 30. Starting this huge thing, and it was a huge fight, and just like, I'm like...
Like, how many people?
There's like 6 of us sometimes. Like,
really? Everyone just running in.
Oh, yeah. It was brutal. Like, I just remember grabbing the one dude by the face mask.
It's the best, dude.
Oh, dude. Like, I had AMA jump on my back. I had this guy by the helmet, and he was like 6'6".
No way.
And I'm 16 years old, like 6'1", like 160 pounds. I'm just like uppercutting him because I can't reach him. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there and like, they're like, he's 16. You got to mellow out. And they're all like, he ain't 16. That kid ain't 16. I'm all like, yes, I am. Like,
dude, I had a guy. I don't know if I've ever told this story on here. There was like this one dude. I had like major fucking, I don't know why this guy was just a dick. And it was just like club day guy. He was like fucking 30. And I would have been, I don't know, like maybe 18, 17. And he cut the track to get the whole shot. He like cut the track, like cut the inside of the first turn and just like rode into the lead. And so I ended up like come through and I got to this guy, passed him, and we used to have this like 180 section at our track. At our like local club day track. Yeah. This is like literally a local club day, like as low level racing as you can get.
So you're sounding like Bartage.
Yeah, just like straight fucking club day, bro. Like kids, there would have been like a 65cc moto before the lights B race, you know? And so I've passed this guy on the first of the insides, and then he's just T-boned me, dude. Like, and I'd had dramas with this guy before, but never like an actual, like we'd never thrown down.
Right.
And he was like a big dude too. And so, dude, I just went full J-Law. I had a Honda 250F, just went, and I just fucking looped my bike into this guy. and my frame hit his. It'd be like his clutch or ignition, be his ignition cover, like on the left-hand side. Split his cases open, fucking oil pissing out everywhere. So this guy just like runs at me, takes this big old swing, and I just like step to the left.
Dodge.
And I grab his face mask, put my leg out, trip this dude. And it's just me and him in the middle of the track. The whole field's gone. And I've just grabbed his face mask while he's on the ground. Just going, boom, boom, boom.
It's hard, but you got to learn to do it because you like grab the face mask and you got to like
just push it up. Yeah.
Well, I was on the ground. So I just pry it up. It was like choking him out. And I'm just uppercutting him. And like, yeah, it was brutal. I got too good at it for a little bit. People are like, dude, you're going to go to jail. I'm like, yeah.
That's some straight Happy Gilmore shit, bro. I love it.
I know. My dad'd be like, there's one other race we had to leave because like everyone was going to kill me. Like, like, it was so bad. It was like a winter at Minio's. And I got into it with this kid. And, oh, dude, like everyone was just hating me. And the best were like, my dad would call and he'd be like, why are you doing that? Be like, I don't know, like you told me to defend myself. Yeah, I know. You can't do that the race. And be like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, all right. He'd be like, well, did you win though?
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah.
My dad was the same.
He'd always ask, like, did you win? And it was always like you had to say yes, because if it was a no, it'd be like, wow, good job.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was just funny. But yeah, Holiday and them, like I feel bad for Holiday and Casey and all those dudes, like what they had to deal with me those amateur days, because dude, I was just like, I would either win or it was like me get into it with someone.
Or an issue.
Yeah, like I just couldn't deal with it. Like I would just like lose my mind. And there was a fight going on. Like one time I headbutted a kid. Like that was all over Buttery Films. And people are like, dude, you're a legend for that. And I'm like, no, I feel like an idiot. Like, I don't know. Like I look back at it now and I'm like, dude, what was I doing? Like,
I'm just a kid, bro.
Yeah.
Just a young kid.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure half those people still don't like me, but I apologize for it. But,
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Bro, I had this guy and I was just like, I was fucking cleaning this dude out, eh? And I probably hit the guy like 5 or 6 times, like split his chin open. And no one stopped me. Like, no one liked this guy. No one stopped me.
I was like, yeah, fine, have at it.
And his fucking brother jumped the fence, and like fly kicked me in the back while I'm hitting this guy's brother. So then I get up, and I remember he fucking grabbed me from behind, like from my helmet, pulled my goggle lens, like pushed my goggle lens into my eyes and like cut all underneath my eyes.
The plastic's sharp.
Yeah, dude, with like the goggle thing. And then I get up and I'm like, I'm punching him. And then the guy that I got these 2 dudes that
Just teaming up on you?
Right. And then that's when all the flaggers like run over. My dad runs over and they're like, I'm like, let's go. Let's take it outside. Like, I'm ready. We're already doing it. Let's just keep doing it. That's before I started like training too. I'd love to run it back. But now I feel like I've just talked about shit too much to where people just they're not willing to risk.
No, I mean, the one other one was like my dad went to one of those arena crosses because he got tired of people picking on me. He's like, I'll go. Dude,
How big's your dad?
He's 5'10".
Okay, so he's not quite as big as you.
No, he's not as tall. No, like me and my brother are both huge. Like I'm 6'1". I don't know, people say 6'2". I want to say 6'1", but my brother's got me about a quarter now. He's my little brother, and I'm just like, oof. Dude, like he's turned it into a unit, and he's just a blue collar kid now.
So he can just hit the weights.
No, he doesn't.
Really?
He's just like I don't know, like he's naturally just a skinny big kid. He's like, he called me the other week. He's like, how much you weigh now? I'm like 185. He's like, dang, I passed you. I was like, how much you weigh? He's like 190, and he's 20.
Wow.
And I'm just like, dude's gonna be big when he's like 25. I'm like, geez, yeah. But
does he do any kind of training?
No, just electrician.
Really?
Just picking up heavy stuff all day and doing.
Just farm boy strong.
Yeah.
Utah strong.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what we did growing up. I mean, dude, like, oh gosh, I hated being home. Like there's times like I'd be so burnt out of the dirt bike, but as soon as it came to the chores of the house, I was like, oh, I'll ride. That's fine. But like,
yeah,
my dad's a lineman, so like, I'll telephone poles.
Yep. Yeah, that's a gnarly job.
Yeah, he would bring some of those home sometimes, off jobs. I don't know how you'd get them sometimes, but yeah, he'd bring like a gooseneck full home, like 20 of them. And then we'd have to grab pliers, wire strip the whole entire pole, all the copper, set in a pile. And you'd cut these things like, I don't know, huge. Like, we're 12 years old. Like, they're massive. I mean, younger than that. And they have to weigh at least like 70 pounds a piece, 80. We're 10 years old just picking them up, carrying them outside, or obviously we're outside, but like we'd carry them to the burner that we have. So our wood boiler would heat our house and our hot water and everything. So we don't run propane at our house.
Yeah.
So it's old school. So
damn, that is old school.
Yeah. So he would do that, and then we'd have to stack it, you know. I don't know how long it'd be. It was far. It was gooseneck long, if not longer, and it'd be about 5-6 feet tall. And we'd do 2 rows of those. And then there was times we'd be out there in the winter if we were home for Christmas. It'd be like below zero. We're out there cutting logs, doing that.
Chopping wood.
Yeah, chopping wood. And then, I mean, just field work, stuff like that. It was just always something.
How much land did you have?
I don't know. I get a different number every year, but it's like 75 to 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, around there.
And that's just a lot of work to maintain.
Yeah, I'd say almost half of it's field, alfalfa, and then we own a big mountainside.
Yeah.
And then luckily, most years when I moved out, my poor brother had to be the workhorse there, so he was the one helping my dad and dealing with all the wrath. But yeah, it was a lot of work though. Like, I mean, all my friends that'd come over, my dad thought, "Oh, sick, free labor."
Bro, my dad was the exact same.
And like, I remember one time, like, it was 2020, COVID hit, we had nothing going on, and I called my buddy. He's like, "Yo, you want to drive to Utah from SoCal?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. What for?" I was like, "Let's go free ride and go see my parents, see what's up." And he's like, "Cool, let's do it." We go up there.
Poor bastard.
And we go free ride, and we have a good old time. Stop by my parents, surprise visited them. My buddy gets up at like 7:30 and goes outside and sees my dad digging a trench in the front yard. Now I'm still sleeping because I know what's going to happen. I try to wake up, say like, "Hey, see ya, I'm out." Like, I'm trying not to do the work. Like, I know what's going to happen. And my buddy goes out there, "Hey, how you doing, Marchbanks?" "Good." And just being polite, he's like, "Do you need help?" "Yeah, grab that shovel."
Oh.
So they're digging a trench, and I walk outside. My buddy's digging. I'm like, "Dad, what are you doing?" "Oh, it's free labor. You ain't helping." And I was like, "Okay." And then sure enough, like, we left. But like my past off season, like, I was out there. He's gotten all into it. He doesn't want to buy lumber anymore, so he bought a full sawmill,
No.
like a log cutter.
Yeah.
He cuts all of his boards, 2x4s. I'm out there taking telephone poles. We're putting it through this machine, like cutting them, doing all the dimensions, and then we're building a big pole barn. So we're out there, like, in our backhoe. I'm hoisting them up in that, cutting this, 500-pound beams up there, and I was just like, dude, this is, like, not safe at all. I'm like, you're having me operate a backhoe that I last operated 5 years ago, and, like, the platform of the structure, it kind of fell off the edge on the one side. It sloped off. And he's like, "Back up to cut the next timber." I'm like, "Dude, you're maxed out up in the bucket." I'm like, "We're going to fall off this edge. Back up." And I'm like, trying to go slow. And the bucket and all the weight starts to tip.
Oh.
And he's up there and he goes, whoa, you mother effer, what you doing? And like, it like slaps it down. He holds on. I'm all like, "Oh, dude, I'm going to kill him." I'm like, I'm full like panic because I don't want to hurt him. And then it stops shaking. He goes, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Dude, I told you." He's like, "Good save." I was like, "Oh, thank God." I was waiting for him to chew me out because I was just going to turn the backhoe off and leave him up there. I was just going to walk out and be like, "Tell you're nice to me and you're happy with my work. I'm going to leave you up there." But he probably would have jumped down and tackled me. But
that's so good.
It was fun. That, like, when you get older, you
look back, right?
Yeah. Like, I learned to appreciate that stuff besides, like, he still calls me on the off season. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing this Saturday?" And I'm like, "Just going up to my buddies. Do you want to get up at 4 a.m. with me and go cut logs?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to cut logs with you at 4 a.m. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, "You want to pay me?" "No, you're my kid. I'm good. Have fun. See ya."
Dude, that's
like,
so good.
Yeah, he gets all mad about it. But yeah, like, it's like the granted thing, or not granted, but like the appreciating your parents, like, like how we were talking about, like how we hated our dads at one point, and that was like the broke part where in 22, then in October, I broke my wrist, and I went to my girlfriend's family to
Where are they at?
NorCal.
Yep.
By like Brentwood, like Oakland area.
Yep.
So we went up there, and her and I decided like she was going to move with me full time to the Carolina. And I've never really like thought about the payments of just gas and stuff. Like I had to like put new tires on her car and all this stuff, and we're driving out there, and I remember we're in the middle of nowhere, Texas. I'm like, dude, I swear it takes a whole day to drive through Texas.
It literally does.
And I just remember like filling up, grabbing the receipt, and I'm like, dude, $50 there, $100 here, like, and I just remember like sitting there driving at night, and I'm just like, how did my dad take a dually in a 40-foot RV with 2 kids and a wife to Loretta's and Ponca and afford this on this salary? Like, you just start to think about it, and I'm like, and I just called him. I just called him at 10 o'clock at night or whatever time it was. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, just sitting here. Why? He's like, what do you want? Kind of like, not what do you want, but he's like, what's up? Everything good? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I just want to tell you, I love you and thank you for everything you did. I was like, I don't realize how much this costs till I've done it. And I'm like, thank you for what you sacrificed. And he was more shocked. I think he was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Like, he's like, I'm glad you realized that. And I'm like, yeah, like, I know we had our times, but I'm like, I thank you. Like, I appreciate that. Like, I was like, I'll tell you what, when I have kids, I'm not doing that. I was like, I don't think I could spend, thousands of dollars a month on my kid, like driving cross country and like racing dirt bikes and then getting 10th place. Like, I'd lose my mind. Like, I get it. I was like, I understand the pressure you put on me, and that's okay.
And that was just a pressure that he had that was just being transferred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the pressure that was being put on you was the pressure that he had on himself.
Yeah.
And it just kind of rubbed through.
Yeah. And the dude loves guns, loves snowmobiles, loves to do a lot of outdoorsy stuff. And
he just wouldn't have been able to do that much of it.
No, he sold it all.
Yeah.
Everything. I remember one time I came home and it was gone. Everything was gone. All of his toys, everything. And I'm like, as I got older, it made me sad. And I always wanted to repay him for it. But it was like, as I've gotten older, I'm like, I never will. Like, unless you're Jet or someone. And like, obviously you never know. I could turn it around like and do that. But I'm like, it makes me sad that I can't right now. But I'm like, I hope at the end of the day, like I could do that. And I've told him, and he's like, don't worry about it. I just want to see you succeed. And that's what meant the world to me. And yeah, it's crazy what some parents will do to have them go all the way to succeed and see them, live their dream. Mm-hmm. And I know I say I wouldn't when I have kids, but who knows? But I don't know. It'd definitely be hard to like do that. I don't know how some moto people do it. I'm like, dude, that's gnarly. Like, you could be back home enjoying the lake and stuff, and you're dumping $1 million into this, but
with no guarantees.
No, you're not getting it back. Like, and you hear some of the stories, like they get it back, but they stole it. Like there's some pro guys that retire now. I've heard horror stories of that, and you're like, dude, that's sad.
I have too, bro. Guys that you think would be fucking minted.
Yeah.
And their parents just literally took all their cash. It's funny, man. Like I had the same shit. Like I remember my best friend Tyson probably listened to this when I was growing up. He had a bit of a tough go with some stuff with like his parents, and he lived like 4 doors down from me. We grew up in like a rough area.
Okay.
And he was a pretty hard young kid, like because of all the shit that he went through.
Yeah.
And so me and him, we went through it together, and we got in a lot of fights. He backed me up in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But, it was like
Ride or die, buddy.
He was a good friend, and we went through some like proper shit. And but he was a fucking good dirt bike rider, bro. Like real good. And he lived 4 doors down, and he would come to my place. He'd be like, we went to school together, and he'd be like, hey, is your dad going to take you riding today? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'll see. Like, my dad got home from work every day for like 4:30.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'd be able to ride after school. Sometimes we couldn't. So I'd be like, Dad going to take you riding today? I don't know, man. Just come over and like, just be ready. Just have all your gear and stuff. So like my buddy would ride it. He had a KX250F.
Yeah.
And he'd like put it down the street. He'd have all his gear, everything. He'd park it up on our like side fence, gear bag, ready to rip. And then we'd just be there like ready to work. Because like my dad was always like building some shit at their house, you know. And I remember there was one weekend, or like there was like a series of weekends where Dad was building like an extension of the carport. They built an extra room on the house, and then he like had to rebuild the garage, like the carport basically off the side. Fucking huge job. And so Dad, Tyson rocks up. There's like the bike on the fence, and then Dad pulls up with the little box trailer, and I was like, "Shit, this isn't good." Like, if he has that, like, there's something going down.
Yeah.
And there was like a few meters worth of crusher dust, like road base in it.
Yeah.
And we both just looked at each other like, "Fuck." Dad just gets shovels out of there. He's like, "Yeah, I'll take you ride and just get this crusher dust out." I'm like, "Bro, it's like a trailer like this table, dude, just full of crushed up." And we're like 12-year-old, 13-year-old kids.
Just hurrying, scooping
Dad
it
goes
out.
inside. We're just like, just racing. He's like, too late to go for a ride. We'll try again tomorrow.
I hate that. My dad would do the same thing.
Too late, bro.
Yeah.
Try it. And then he's like, we'll try again tomorrow. Next day, road base. We'd rock up or sand or like, you know, fuck. And we just worked and worked and worked and worked just to try and go for a ride. And then, it ended up taking us for a little putt on the weekend or whatever it was. But like, I remember just being so pissed through those times. Now I look back, so grateful. Like, I'm so appreciative of everything that my dad made us do. Like, there was one time he built everything on our house. Like, he literally built all of our shit. So we had like a shed out the back that he built from scratch. Like, a dude just dropped it off in a truck in the front yard, wrapped in plastic. And then like Dad poured the slab, so we had to pour the slab, put everything out. There's like a couple of his boys, pop rivets, and I'm just like standing, holding, again, 12-year-old kid on the top step of a ladder, shoulders up for ride, dude, while my dad's just like manually pop riveting all this shit in. But it's like, now I look back, I'm so grateful that he did that and that he put me through that. Hated every single second of it. That's my only regret now as a grown man is I wish I could go back and relive those times with the same amount of gratitude that I have for my dad and the experiences that he put me through, because I hated it and I hated the times, but it just did so much for me to turn me into the man that I am today. And if I could go back and be under that roof holding those pop rivets again today, but actually enjoy it and know what he was doing for me and how he was setting up my work ethic in life, I'd just love to go back and relive those moments, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same way on, I'd say a majority of it. There's some where I was like, I don't want to ever live that again. Like, some of it was just, I don't know, it was a different breed. I was just like, dude, this sucks. But no, same thing. Like, that was kind of last off season. Like, that was me kind of reliving that, helping my dad with the barn. And kind of like the same thing you're saying, like your dad would be like, "Oh, I'll take you here." And then it never happened because you were working. Yeah, my dad is the same way. And I remember I think he went through the same thing of like, we never went out and did stuff. His thing was moto. That's me taking you out to do stuff. And it was hard for me and my brother to kind of understand that because that was my job. Like, I didn't really look at it as like, oh, that's fun. Like, I got to ride a dirt bike because
that was what you were going to do for a career.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a lot of people are like, oh, enjoy it. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I love dirt bikes. But like, same time, it's not something where I'm like, oh, let's go hit the track today. Like, and I think a lot of that had to do is because my dad was so gnarly. Like, you had to like hammer down every day. Like, there's times I'd have a bad practice day, and I'd be like, "Oh, like, you think Bill Poto and them have a bad day? Like, I've heard they do." And he's like, "No, they don't. No, they don't. Those guys are perfect every day." And it was like, which I'm grateful that he told me those because it made me kind of like how I am today. Like, I am like that. Like, I have to be perfect, like the laps and everything. And I think he's happy that he knows I'm like that, but also like, I could tell some days like he regrets not taking us to the amusement park or to the lake more. Like, we'd go fishing with my grandpa once a year, and that was supposed to be our thing, and we only did that twice ever. And And I think that's what he really regretted. So like this year I bought a bass boat and I was like, man, like I bought this sick boat. Like you want to go? I'm doing stuff. It was kind of like, okay. I'm like, damn, like it's a nice enough boat. I feel like you'd like to go on it. And then sure enough, like I was helping him with the barn. And he was like, we're at dinner and he's like, thanks for helping me today. I was like, yeah, you're welcome, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, let's go hit the lake tomorrow. I was like, you broken? Like, you good?
You glitching?
Yeah. And he was like, no, let's go. I want to try your boat. And I was like, all right, cool. And we went to this lake and he only knows how to trout fish. So it's like different. Like me, I bought the boat. I love the trout fish too. That was my main thing. That's what got me into it. It's because of him. Because he did take us fishing, but we had a creek on our property. So like that's where the fishing came from. But I wanted to go like out in the town.
You want to go fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool. Like I took him out there. I'm like, you know how the bass fish? No, I don't know what to use. So I'm all like, it's getting cold in Utah, so they're all different. Like, you know, there's different times what to throw. And I'm all like, oh, this is what you got to do with this one. Like, try this. And I'm not the best either. Like, I just know some of the basics. So I'm like trying to help him out. And dude caught the only bass out of the whole day. Like, he beat me out of it. But he was like, oh, that was cool. Like, that was fun. And I was like, oh, like, they're not biting right now. I was like, let's try trout fishing. He's like, you have the proper stuff that I used? I'm like, no. I was like, but I have this set up. He's like, that doesn't work. I'm like, yes, it does. Yeah, and he's like, no. I'm like, give me your pole. Throw it out there. I'm like, just hold on to it. And he's like on the phone with work on the boat. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, come on, dude. And he's a busy guy, like extremely busy. But I'm just sitting there and his pole just starts bending. He's all like, starts reeling in and he caught 2 trout. And he's like, I didn't know that spinner works like that. I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, I told you it works. Like, and he was all pumped about it. He's just like, that was like, besides dirt bikes, like doing good, he smiled a lot and he was just like loving it. And like, that was like last off season, that was like the happiest I've ever seen him. Like,
that's epic.
Yeah. So it was cool, like to see that. And I think for me, like growing up, like I always feel like me winning was like making my dad happy. But I think just from the childhood he had was pretty tough.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of love. So like we kind of got that, but
bro, that's the uncomfortable truth that I think a lot of us don't want to admit to, right? Like,
well, guys don't get it like that. Like, and that's the sad part. Like, I think for him, like he was abused, he was beat up, like, and obviously now like our grandparents are great. They're amazing. And I love
yeah, but you think about what they like. So you think about what your dad went through as a kid, and then think about what your granddad went through as a kid.
Yeah,
like your great grandpa. Like I know my uncle, my dad's brother, just passed away, and like he was fucking gnarly, bro.
Yeah.
Like when they grew up in the time and the place that they grew up, like I've been just you know when someone dies and you're just telling stories and shit, like. Bro, my fucking uncle got stabbed in the neck. Just fucking straight up stabbed in the neck. And he lived. Like, and that was just like a thing that he went through that was like normal everyday life. I'm like, my dad's his fucking little brother and seeing all that shit. And like my dad's thing that when they were kids, like our family owned like cane farm properties. And like from a kid, his whole thing, like he would just spend all day walking in front of a tractor, picking up rocks.
Yeah, we did that.
You know?
I did the same thing, and it sucked. Just sitting there at 10 years old, you're like, what am I doing?
And your dad's fucking yelling at you. So it's like, it's you go back through the generations and you know, you can feel like, oh, why me? Why this? Why, you know, like, and you feel like I didn't have this, I didn't have that. But when you go back through the generations and you see how they lived, like, we're just now kind of
realizing,
like softening up in a way. And you know what I mean? Like every year it gets, I'm sure me and you are going to be so different with our kids. Like it's going to be because we learn from them, and your dad would have been easier on you than his dad was on him. You know, there's such a generational effect.
It gets a little softer every year.
For sure.
And I mean, who knows? Maybe it does and doesn't for some families, but
yeah, true.
I mean, for me, it was like, I'm not going to say it was brutal, but it was compared to, I would just say from my friends' families to like mine, it was like, my friends were like, I'm not going to your house. That's too much for me. And I'm like, okay, like I get it.
I get
but
it.
like,
yeah,
yeah, it was like I have a buddy that he lived there for the summer, week to week, to train with me, and my dad was just like, "You got to pressure wash the whole garage, and it's not a small garage. We'd have to pressure wash it, take everything out, pressure wash all the bikes, pressure wash the mats, and then we got to go pressure wash the tractor." And he had a big old Ford tractor. I mean, this thing was massive. And then we'd have to pressure wash the plow. I'm like, why? I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I'm like, the tractor's already going to get dirty. I don't want to see a lick of grease on that thing. That's what he would say. And it would just be like, all right, whatever. So we cleaned this whole thing. We're like rushing through it. And we clean this tractor and we're all wiping the windows down on it. And my buddy's like, all right, I'll get this side. You get that side. I'm like, all right, cool. And then afterwards, like when we were kids, we'd always have pellet guns or BB guns. So we'd go on the mountain, go hunting up there. That was like our fun time. And so we finish all the chores and we're done training. So we go up on the mountain. And on the mountain, it's so quiet. You could hear someone drive down the driveway on the gravel. And you'd hear it. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's Dad. He's home. And you'd give it about a minute or two. And you'd hear someone scream. And you hear, Garrett, Jesse, it's my brother. Come here. And you're like, all right, well, hopefully we're not in trouble. We run down there. And my buddy's sitting there behind because he's scared. He thinks we're getting yelled at. And my dad's looking at the tractor. He goes, who the hell wiped that side of the window down? It was my buddy's side. I was like, my buddy? He's like, how do you expect him to wipe his own butt? Other language. And if he can't clean a window properly. And I'm just like, dude, he's right on the other side of the wall. My buddy walks in the house. He goes, I hate your family. I'm not coming back. And I was like, I'm sorry. Just come back, man. It'll be all right. Like, and he's just sitting there, and I had to redo it, clean it all. And it's just like how my dad was. There was always an expectation. Like, you had to clean it a certain way. Yeah. But, yeah.
I bet you run a tight ship now, though.
I try to. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm really bad with it. Like, I have everything so mostly I don't know. I have an issue sometimes with my OCD where like everything's super tight and clean. Then you got a random pile somewhere. You're like, oh, that's the organized pile.
Yeah, that's the to do.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. But like everything else is like so organized. And then my schedules are like training everything, and it's like, I don't know. Like my girlfriend will come out and she's not even messing anything up. She's just there like spending time, and I'm just like, damn it, like, I need to, like, do it this way. She's like, then go do it. Like, why you tweak it out? I'm like, I just got to do it this way. Like, what are you doing? And she's like, I don't know, just chilling. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm just, like, spazzing out. She's like, dude, you're a tweaker. And I'm like, yeah. And afterwards, I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to be
I was
like
built
that.
This way.
Like, yeah. And she's been around me for a long time. We've been together for now 6 years.
That's awesome.
So, like, she's seen my family and how it goes down, and she's like, yeah, I see why you are the way you are. And I'm happy she accepts it. Like, she understands if I'm a certain way. But, yeah, I do feel bad at times. I'm just like, so, like, everything. I hate being out of regiment. Even, like, when I leave to go home on off time, like this past break we're in, like, I took 5 days off and didn't do anything, and I got out of regiment, and I was, like, losing my mind. I'm like, I hope I get back on it perfectly. And then, like, Monday, Tuesday, and today was, like, solid. I'm like, all right, we're good. We're back. We're fine. And it's just, like, I don't know. It's just funny how everyone's different that way. Like, there's some guys I know that are fast dudes, and they're just, like...
fast and loose.
Yeah, and I'm just like, bro, like, how do you train like that? I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I'd lose my mind. Like, but, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think probably just from being on your own for such a long period of time too, you know, like you're just a club and doing your own thing, and a lot of responsibility has been put on your shoulders over a long period of time. Yeah,
I feel like since I was 15, I was solo. So like I've lived a certain way so much. So it's like when my girlfriend moves back with me after say 2 years, and then we're together for a year, I'm like, it's hard. It takes me like months to get comfortable with it. Like to get back in routine.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, it's funny.
I think that's normal though, like to be honest.
Yeah, I think it is. It definitely is.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Run Through a Wall Smelling Salts, and I'm extremely excited to announce that I am now one of the founders and owners of this company. If you remember the podcast with Chris Grenier, he is the host and founder of the Bombhole podcast. He had these as basically just merch for the podcast, and we're like, dude, this is literally an amazing company in of itself. About 18 months later, it is alive, and we are very excited to bring this to you. You'll see a bunch of dudes on the start line of AMA motocross races popping these bad boys. At least for me, I'm taking it before a moto, I'm taking it before jiu-jitsu, I'm taking it before a podcast, in the middle of a podcast, if pop a salt, and I'm getting a mental refresh. Breathing is quite important. We do it a lot. We do it every day. If you don't do it, you're in big trouble. You probably should start doing it. And one of the things that is going to help us breathe right is our new Run Through a Wall nasal strips. These things are unreal. They're lightly scented. They're the perfect scent. They are going to go onto the nostrils. This one's lavender. We also have eucalyptus. I'm using these when I'm training. I'm using these when I'm just sitting at the desk, when I sleep, as much as I possibly can. Nasal breathing is extremely important, and these nasal strips help you do just that. Head to runthroughawall.com, check out the full range. You can get the brick. It's a 3-pack of the smelling salts. You can get the nasal strips, and just stay tuned. This is going to be a very fun journey. This is an awesome brand. The ethos behind this brand is extremely fun. It's a great outlet, but it's also products that can definitely improve your quality of life. Head to runthroughawall.com. Stay tuned for more. We're just getting started. Extremely excited to bring you this brand. And remember, run through a wall. Say no to doors. Completely unnecessary. With everything that we've been talking about. Well, actually, let's back up. So you signed for Pro Circuit. That starts your amateur career, your pro career. Do you feel like looking back now, do you feel like you should have waited a year?
I don't know. I've really thought about that a lot. Like, just through the years. Like, should I have not have? I don't think so. I think I was at a point where...
Yeah, you were just over the AM stuff, eh?
Yeah, it was like, I'm not going to say I was, like, insane winning by huge margins, but it was like, what was I going to accomplish by another 2 titles at Loretta's, if I did win 2? And then, like, sitting there racing spring nationals again. And I think I was at the point where it was like, I'm good enough to race. And I had some really good finishes that year. Like, obviously I got hurt at High Point and then came back for Redbud. And heck, I think I was like 4th or something that moto. Like, I was crushing it. Almost was like bound for podium. It was like a 3 or 4 way battle for 3rd. And I crashed. And then Moto 2, I snapped my ankle and didn't even crash. It was the first turn piled up. Someone's bike came right into my ankle and snapped it. So it was like, I really feel like from that point, my career in the beginning was like kind of derailed a little bit because I didn't get the proper, like, all 12 nationals.
You didn't get the momentum and
No, like the first 3 rounds were sick. Like, I was having so much fun. Like, it was so much suffering. Like, I knew how to suffer. So I don't think it was like much of an issue because I would just go so deep. I would just like go until I black out. Like, that was my mentality. Like, you either finish or you pass out.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I think at Glen Helen that year, I went like 5:10. Like, that was a solid day for me.
That's good
like,
at Glen Helen, bro.
And it was either 6 or 5. But yeah, like, was riding really good. Like, came back from my MCL sprain from High Point. And like, High Point Moto 1 was wild. Like, I had an okay start, crashed in the back, came back from dead last all the way to 5th. Like, I caught an A mark at like 2nd that year in the title. But I remember I came through and I was like, dude, I caught all the factory guys. Like, this is sick. And then I yard sold the rollers and like was like, whatever, I'll mess around. Came back, was feeling really spunky, and then derailed. And then it was like kind of hard because where my screws were at and my ankle would rub right where the boot came in. And it would just sit there and rub the scar. And I just couldn't get past the pain in my foot. Like, I don't know if it was because it was the second bone I've ever broke. So it was like just uncomfortable. But every time I'd ride, it just felt like I was kicking rocks. Like, it just hurt so bad. And then I could feel the head of the screws. So I just kind of rode through it for 2 years that way until I finally got them out. But yeah, I went into Supercross my rookie year, and that was just a mess. Like, zero confidence. And I don't know, like, I just feel like the training side of it wasn't proper. Like, I just wasn't doing the right thing. And then Ivan kind of took control of on and off the bike, and it started to get better. And I thought that outdoor season was the year I was going to crush it. Like, I for sure, because, like, I remember that off season on going, or our little, like, off time we had from Soupy, the outdoors, like, I was beating Adam every day. And I was like, and that was the year Adam won the title. And I was like, dude, I'm going to win. And then, like, I had a big crash at Nuevo, partially dislocated my thumb. I didn't even know about it because when I was 17, like, when I was younger, like, I never went to the hospital. And I was too scared to tell Mitch I was hurt. I got heat stroke that year. Didn't tell Mitch at Paris. And it was 115 out. Got heat stroke. Was too scared to tell anyone. So I just sat in my house with 130 heart rate. Feeling like I was going to die. Went to urgent care. They gave me 2 bags of IVs. Went and raced. High point. KO'd myself. Because, like, after getting heat stroke like that, you feel like you're floating.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really feel it. And it's kind of like when you're sick and, you know, just trying to ride, you're just kind of like, oh, whatever, zombie. Like, yeah, I, like, knocked myself out at High Point, and I was just like, dude, what am I doing with my career right now? Like, you're a mess. And, yeah, I felt like after that was kind of the whole thing. Like, didn't have confidence in Supercross, started to get it, crashed, rode with my thumb all jacked up, figured that out like halfway through the year. I went to a chiropractor, they popped it back in. And then, yeah, had that crash, and then found out I had Epstein-Barr. So it was just kind of like a waste of a year, and I was just like, what, like, you're blowing this right now, like, big time. And then that's when I, like, went home and just kind of was like, all right, let's just get all the pieces of the puzzle together. And, yeah, Ivan really stepped up and helped me out, and I just put the work in. Like, I feel like I really was riding good that off season. Like, I was beating a lot of guys at the test track, and showed up first round, got 4th, I think, at Tampa. It was something like that. And it was an okay ride, and had some okay rides. And then all of a sudden, just like Daytona came around, and I was like, all right, I'm going to put it together today. And yeah, won the heat. And then, which I was pumped for, because it was like, first heat win, your second year, let's see how we do in the main. And then just whole shot it and led every lap. And I was just like, cloud 9. Like, I like still relive that to this day. Like, I was just like, dude, it's like a dream. And I don't know, like, I feel like it was finally coming together where I was like, I can make a run at this title. Because I think at that point I was only 15 down the Shane and Chase, and COVID hit. No momentum. Like, we were off for 5 weeks. So I was like, all right, like, what do we do now? Is it over? Because the world, like, stopped.
Yeah,
and then,
no one knew.
And then all of a sudden, Salt Lake came out and got 3rd at Salt Lake. And, dude, I just got my ass kicked there. Like, I think Chase and Shane won by, like, 20 seconds.
Yeah, they were on a...
Dude, like, I was like, that was, like, the first time where I was like, yeah, I can't hang that. Like, I had nothing for him that day. And then I just kind of was struggling those rounds, just trying to, like, I think I was trying too hard to win. Like, I wanted it. And then it was kind of a mutter at one of them. Yeah, it was a full-blown mutter. And then chased Shane down, almost won the heat, win the main. I was like, all right, it's the day to, like, turn it back around, maybe crawl yourself back into the points, maybe. And then they had, like, a full rhythm section. I think it was a bunch of 3-footers or something. And, yeah, freaking hit a soft spot, kicked me over the bars, blew my PCL out, MCL, lacerated my liver, bruised my lungs, bruised my rib cage, tore my, lacerated my liver. So I was, like, jacked up in the hospital for 5 days, couldn't see family because of COVID. And then, like, I have the team calling me, like, are you okay? Are you able to race? And then it was kind of like, no, like, it's over for the year. And it was kind of wild because like we had deals lined up during that time, and all of a sudden I'm in the hospital like calling people seeing if I got a job, and no, like we're not doing it. Sorry, try this guy. Called that guy. Sorry, no, go call that guy. And yeah, it went from cloud nine in my career to what am I doing? So yeah, lost the ride. Was trying the job hunt for a bit, and yeah, I thought I was going to KTM actually for a minute, and then I think Barsha took a lot of the salary on that one, so it burned. That was kind of gnarly because it sounded like if Barsha didn't sign there, it was going to be Jeremy Martin on the 450.
That's right, eh?
And then it was going to be me, Brown, and Hartraft.
Yeah.
And I was so pumped. I was like, dude, that'd be a cool team. Like, 2 Utah boys on the same team. I love Hartraft. Jeremy would be cool. Like, all like train together, it'd be sick. And then it just like, boom, done. Like, no deal there. So I was like, what do I do now? Like, I'm back home.
No deal.
No deal. I'm not even living at my dad's now. I'm living in an old RV in the back of a gas station RV parking lot because me and my dad had a little bit of a rough time together. So I was doing that, drinking dollar coffee every morning and steak and Twinkies because it was $1 coffee and you got 2 Twinkies with it. So I just get that, drive to Ogden, Utah, and go train kids for side money and just enough to pay my bills at the RV park and, you know, have fun with my friends on the weekends and go elk hunting. And I don't know, that's when I put on a lot of weight too, because I was like, dude, I'm 18, just turned 19. I'm like depressed as hell. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden, like, not even I think it was right under a month before I got a call, before I got released to go ride again. Brandon Haas called me with club and was like, hey, what you thinking for next year? And I'm all like, no, I'm a factory guy. Like, it ain't going to work. Like, I want to race. I'm like, I'm going to get a ride somewhere. Then 2 weeks came by, and I'm like, all right, well, you got 2 weeks. There's nothing. And he kept calling and calling and calling. And I'm like, I might have to take this job. I was like, I don't know. And so he called me back. He's like, you don't have anything, do you? I was like, no. I was like, what can you do? And he threw a number out there, and it was like, okay. And then it changed. And then it changed again. And then, like, which, I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not mad about it. Like, it's just part of a small team growing. And, yeah, I was just like, dude.
When they probably spent a ton of money on Jeremy.
Well, they didn't have him yit.
Oh, was this before
Yeah,
that?
this was the end of 2020 when I got let go with Cowie. So, yeah, so it was like, dude, we had, like, old snowmobile rig, like, raggedy rig. Like, we showed up, and I rode the bike, thought it was good at the time, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, I don't got anything else. I ain't going to stay home and do it on my own. So signed the deal, and yeah, it just went off from there. But it was a wild ride, like, for 4 years. Like,
I can't believe that you were living in a trailer park, drinking dollar coffee and Twinkies and elk hunting.
It was bad. It was really bad. Because, like,
there's not many pro supercross racers that can say that they went to that place.
No, I mean, dude, it was just like, I don't think a lot of people do, but like, it was funny because Buttery Films came out and was like, hey, can we get into the track, Wanship track, the Iron Horse Raceway?
Yeah.
It's 15 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
I lived the exit off there in the RV park.
The dude that owns that's super cool.
Oh, dude, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I met
Steve
him
and
at Glen
Spencer.
Helen one day.
Yeah.
I think Spencer's the one that I met.
Yeah, younger one, mountain bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. That is a great family.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I know them. They'll let you in. So I take him over there, and dude, he was like, you could tell they're looking at me like, you good? I just like had a beard, like gut, like I don't know. Somewhere on my phone, I have a picture. My dad still had an old 450. It was like a 2018 or 17 450 with headlights, license plate, street tires on it. And I asked my dad, I was like, hey, can I ride that for the first day back? And he's like, sure, go ahead. So I just went out there to Steve's and rode. And I was supposed to start off on a turn track, and I was like, this thing's good enough. So I just went out there and hammered motos my first day back. And then another buddy of ours had full-blown, special edition Husky. So he was like, oh, just ride that. So you don't have to ride your dad's. You could have some with real tires. So we went and I rode that for a little bit. And Yeah, it was just weird. Like everyone was watching me, like with my Cowie stuff on, like on a used bike. They're like, "You don't own anything?" I'm like, "No, like I have nothing, dude. I have my truck and a camper. Like I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like I was just kind of going with the flow, And
Did you
yeah,
get any good elk?
no, I didn't kill any. No. We got so close. They're so hard. We were bow hunting for them, so it was super tough, especially public land. There's so many people out there. Like
Yeah.
when we had some probably like 20 yards from us in the thick brush, and we called 3 other owners in, and they blew them out. So that sucked. But no, it was. I've shot quite a bit of deer though. Like that was fun. That's what I would do. But yeah, no, it was a rough time. But it was. I was thankful, got the opportunity to go back east and ride and build that up for a bit. And
I feel like that club deal definitely built you back up, especially that 450 season, like you said,
yeah, it definitely did. Like first year was sick, second year was rough. I was struggling, I think, just all around in life, just trying to. I don't know. It's just like one of those years. Like everyone has a bad year.
Fuck
But
yeah, bro.
like I didn't know what I wanted. Like I think I was so hung up on the PC winning Daytona, certain deals that got away from me during that time. I was living the past so bad. I was depressed.
You were living in the past so much that it was hurting the present.
It really did. Like I had to get help for a little bit after that 22 season. Like my friends and my girlfriend were like, "Dude, like you're not good." I'm like, and like I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like I was like, I'm lost. So I literally I drove 19 hours straight back home, stopped, got home the next day, and literally just isolated myself for 2 weeks. Like people would call me, hang up. I just set my phone aside and I was like, I got to do some soul searching. Like I got to.
And what were you doing in those 2 weeks?
Just sitting in my camper at my buddy's house in his parking lot. And then going to KOAs and sitting there on the lake, just deciding what I wanted to do. And then I wasn't allowed to take a bike home that off season either, so I was kind of really lost because I was like, I like the trail ride. That's kind of like my therapy a little bit. So, like, I took one of my buddy's bikes that had a YZ2V2 stroke, and I was like, hey, can I borrow that? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So I rode that and like had so much fun on it. And I was like, sat there, and my buddy's like, you doing all right? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, we're going to turn this around. And yeah, 23 was like that 22 off season going into 23, that was when I was like, we're going to figure it out. And I was riding so damn good. Like, that was the year where I was like, I think I could do something on this bike. And then I got hurt. And then it was like back down that hole, like trying not to get to where I was. And then I just took a full month off. I was like, I almost need another like therapy session for a minute. And then I came back and dude, I was like grinding, like, and I had the help train. I had the work during that time. So I was training kids 9 to 2 or whatever, 9 to 3.
Yeah.
So I'd get up in the morning, I'd run for 30 minutes, train all day for the kids. And then after they were done at the gym, I could go in the gym. And then I'd grind for like an hour, hour and a half. I was just doing that every day for 4 months. And then like, I lost like 20 pounds. Like leaned out, like got super healthy, and then like fixed my diet. Like wasn't that I ate bad, but yeah, just figured it out. And dude, that 450 season was sick. Like besides the wrist killing me every moto, like that was so much fun. Like having good rides, top fives, battle with like AP or Jason or whoever it was, Adam, and then doing good in SMX. Like that was the start of the momentum in the 24. And then 24 started a little funky and then figured it out.
Yeah.
And then, got the deal here. And same thing. Kind of, I wouldn't say I'm mentally like all over, but I think it was hard for me because I almost didn't want to mess this time around up like last time. And I put more stress on myself. So I was like,
yeah, you're like harder on yourself because of everything that you'd been through.
Yeah. So I was like, you worked so hard to get back here. Don't jack this up.
How'd that phone call go?
With Mitch, it was awesome. Like, it was like, I mean, I talked to him a bit, but I was like, there's no way he's going to have me back after what happened. But I called him and I was like, hey, I don't want anyone else. I was like, I know what happened. I'm better. Like, I want to make it up to you and prove to you I am that guy. And I was just like, I want another chance. I was like, I have not called another team. And I didn't. I for some reason I was just so gung ho about that, like PC. And yeah, sure enough, he called me and he's like, "You want to do the deal?" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." I was like, "Give me it right now. I'll take this deal. I want it that bad." And I was thankful for Club. Like I tell Club to this day, like I thank them. Like even though things then didn't work out, I still talk to the guys still. Like they're great. We're good now. But like I thank them for helping me rebuild my career in a sense, so I could go back to the potential I knew I could do on a factory bike. And obviously, it wasn't proving that at first, but once I got all the pieces together, and it's starting to click now. So I'm like, I don't know. After Washougal, it was like, hell yeah, like we're doing it now. So it's been great. Like from what happened in 2020 to now, like my life has just been this crazy spiral, and I'm just like, and even just talking to some people, they're like, I don't know how you did that. Like I had one of my old trainers text me on Saturday, and he's like, dude, he's like, I'm not saying this because you did good. He's like, but the stuff you went through in life and the people that kicked you down, you had to fight back. He's like, you had probably 3 years worth of being just, screw this, I'm out. I'm going to go get a job. So what happens to a lot of guys, especially when they lose a factory ride, a lot of guys don't come back. And he's like, that was the most motivating and just like coolest thing I've ever seen. He's like, and I knew from a kid for how determined you were. He's like, I knew you'd be one of the only guys that could do that if he had to go through it. And that meant a lot. Like for me not to work with him anymore and him to text me that was really cool. So I don't know. I know I'm pretty gritty. I don't really take no for granted either. Like I'm always like, I don't know. Like I just dig deep until I'm basically dead. So that's all I do.
So how good did it feel last night to sign that contract?
Man, that was awesome. Like just to, like we were fighting for it for a while. Like I was told before outdoors, we'd know in a couple weeks, but obviously I think, and I get it. Like I've not been an outdoor guy, and for me to show them like top 5, top 6, like consistent and being in the top 3. And I was nervous when I was third. I was like, oh man, just hold on to it as long as you can. And then kind of my statement right at Washougal to kind of get ahead in third. I was pumped for that. And the show, just the team, like how hard I work and that they see that, like I'm very happy with that. And for Mitch and Dan and all the guys over there at Cowie to see all the hard work I've been put in, for them to give me another shot, like I'm so pumped for that. Like I just got the text last night and I was just jumping up and down in my bedroom. Like I was just like, hell yeah. And all my roommates like, what's up? And I'm like, we got it done. They're all like high-fiving me. And yeah, it was cool as hell. Like I'm just happy Mitch and those guys believe in me enough to give me another shot. So yeah, I'm happy for that.
But I mean, I honestly just had no idea what you'd been through. Like it's fucking crazy to sit here and hear the story. Like you've been to hell and back, man. And like, I mean, that's not even talking about like the arm pump surgery and like all the other stuff that you've had to go through. Like, man, a lot of people would have quit.
Yeah. And you know, it's shitty because you don't want people to know that you can be weak-minded that way. Like, oh, he's a quitter. Like he's thought about it. Like, dude, everyone has. I know Kenny has, like, I'm not saying he has, but I mean, dude, he's talked about it, like retiring because of the wrist injuries, and all these guys have gone through it. Doesn't mean they're soft. I mean, I think that's just, no matter who you are, you go through it. And
there's a saying for, it's like a mental health charity thing at home, and they say it ain't weak to speak. And I think that there's such a like a connotation with speaking out about struggling that it makes you weak. And it almost, it's stronger to actually be able to speak out, own your shit, say it with your chest, and be like, yeah, man, I've fucking been in a dark place. Like I've been in a hole, you know, and there's times where, bro, there's honestly times where like I've had conversations with my wife where I'm like, you know, fuck, how would you feel if we just went home and we went back to Australia? You got a job working where you were working. I got a job teaching fucking jiu-jitsu to kids, and we just make fucking bare minimum and just live a happy life. Cause like, I don't know it, you know, like the podcast looks great and does well, but it's pretty fucking hard to make money giving your content away.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been a fucking grind, and you just get, at least for me, like I've had times where there's 4 people that get a full-time wage off this thing.
Yeah.
You know how fucking hard it is to make enough money to pay 4 people to work fucking full-time.
Yeah.
Like it's a grind, bro. And you just, even when things are going well, even when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, dude, sometimes you just want to fucking put it all down. Just, there's a load and a weight that's on your shoulders, and you're just like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, and so it's definitely not fucking soft to admit that you have those thoughts.
I mean, it's funny because I grew up that way. My dad never talked about that at all. And I mean, I know a lot of guys like that. Phil, my dad, you know, and I think a lot of people are just built different. Like that was the thing that Phil always said, I'm built different. And it was just like, I get it. And I know you fight stuff at times, and it's all right if you don't want to talk about it. And I got to the point where it was very bad. And I don't tell a lot of people, and I feel like, you know, you kind of hit the nail on the coffin or whatever, however the saying goes.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. And I feel like for me, like you watch some of these athletes in football, like one of them was AJ Brown. Like the lady started crying, one of the PR people, just because he talked about mental awareness and how he was talking about how depressed he got and like how far he was going to take it. And I think people get scared about it and don't want to open up about it. And that was my issue from the age of 12 to 20. I was just like so messed up. And finally I was just like, I can't do it no more. I was like, I got to talk to someone. That's what I did, and got some help. And it was just like, I think now, like I see it, like, how would you say it? You see it more in people now after you've gone through it. And there's been some guys I've worked with or been around, and you know, you see it and you're like, hey, you doing all right? And it's like, yeah, I'm fine. And you're just like, I'm here if you need something. And because I've been through it and I understand, and it's all right to talk about it. I'm not going to call you, you know, a sissy about it. Like, it's all right. And I think for me, it was just like, everyone looks at me as this tough mountain kid, like from Utah, and, you know, tough as nails. And don't get me wrong. I mean,
and you are that.
Yeah. Like, I do feel like I am. Like, on the track, like, I'll grind the hell out of it and I'll go until I black out. But on that side of things, I think a lot of people do need to talk to people and just help each other out. I mean, it is a tough thing to go through. And yeah, I mean, for me to tell people it's all right to go get help, I would. Like I did. It helped me turn my career around. Like it turned it around in 23, and I started to avoid it. Thought I was fine, and I went back through it this year, and that's when I really like searched inside of what was wrong. And I feel like I finally got it figured out. So for now. But
well, and that's what I was about to say, you know, like, I mean, I say it on here all the time, and fuck, I hope people don't get sick of it, but like I go to therapy every 2 weeks.
Nothing wrong with that.
Every second Thursday. Me and my wife will go. Sometimes it's just me, sometimes it's just her. And it's just like a constant maintenance phase.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm in a good spot. Fucking love my life. I'm so grateful for everything that I have. And I feel like I've worked through, feel like I've maybe got over the hump a little bit with just business. Like the fire thing fucked me up, you know, like, cause I lost literally everything. And it's like, I just worked and worked and worked and worked to get to this point. I was going back to Australia. It was this time last year. I was like, I'm going home. I was like staying in Airbnbs. Dude, it was like $6,000 a month, $7,000 a month for Airbnbs, and just being fucked. Like I couldn't get a place because I didn't have credit. I couldn't buy a car. I was renting cars at this, trying to build up credit, spending so much money. Fucking the credit card that I got wasn't going towards my, like, just bullshit.
Yeah.
Life. The real life happens to fucking everyone. I'm no different, you know? And we'd finally got to the point where I was like, I'm going back to Australia. I got a few months there. I don't have to pay any rent. I got my studio. I got my warehouse. We were renting it out. Like, we're on a roll. It was going to be the first time in 6 years, 7 years since I started the podcast where I was like, I'm fucking good.
Yeah.
And I flew home and I was there for 3 weeks and the fucking thing burned to the ground. And then I took all of the money that was left in my bank account and spent it on the fucking cameras that are recording this show right now just to get back up and going. And I got 4 people that needed paychecks and not one of them missed a fucking payday.
That's cool.
You know, and it's like that. So, but that was, and then it's like that, but then it's all the other shit that comes before that. And I was like, how many times can you get kicked down and just keep going? And until you just go, you know what? Maybe this ain't for me. Maybe I just, look, I can, and it'd be the same as being a rider. You're like, dude, I've fucking won a race before. I'm fucking Garrett Marchbanks. Like, I've done this. I know I got the potential, but maybe it just ain't for me. And that's how I felt. I was like, you know what? I can see that it's doing good. On the outside, everyone tells me how good it's doing, but it's like, maybe the universe just hasn't got this in my cards, you know?
I could agree with that. I mean, for me, one thing my dad always put in my head was don't ever regret something you did. Basically, like,
yeah, don't look back and regret it.
Yeah, it was that. And that has stuck in my head for so long. And honestly, I took it for granted for a lot of years. And basically that goes back to that 22 year where I was just down the dumps and I was like, you don't have the stick house you had when you're on Cowie. You know, you lost all of that. You don't have this, you don't have that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I was losing it. I was just like, dude, you're not the guy. You're not that guy you were. Like, what do you have to do? And it was kind of like, you know, last year I really told myself, like, go into this and give it all you got. And if you fail, you can't look back at it and be like, damn, I should have tried a little harder that moto. I would have got third or second or first. I was like, as long as I know I did everything right and as hard as I could, you'll live fine with it. And that was like this year, like, I did that, and it was hard for me to be mad at the races. I was at 9th or 8th or whatever, and I was like, I was more mad just because I was letting the team down. I hate letting people down. And once I kind of was actually putting it together, and this outdoor season, it was like, I was at Southwick, and I pushed so hard Moto 2, like, so hard, like, I was nodding my head back, taking my mechanic up the hill, and he's like, dude, pull over, I'll drive it. I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like, trying to, like, keep it together, and I kind of, like, just pulled it together and just flopped off the bike and rolled over to the shower, and I just sat there, and I was like, I looked over the Broc, and then I was like, I'm sorry. All I could say was sorry, and they were like, you have nothing to say sorry about. You are laying dead on the floor. They're like,
yeah, you gave it everything.
Like, Broc knows me now. He's like, I've had a couple days where I'm like, I'm not trying to be a pussy about it. Like, he's like, oh, I know you ain't. Like, I know how you are. He's like, you'll go until you're done. And I'm like, all right, cool. And that day I was like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have faded those 3 laps. I should have figured that out. And he's like, you're good. Life moves on. Like, and that was definitely a hard day too. Like, that was after, literally 5 minutes after that is when I found out my training partner and friend passed away, Aiden Zingg. And just hearing that after the moto, like, it was just, that was tough. Like, you realized almost, like, how little moto is then. Like,
how little Southwick mattered.
Like, to me, like, I'd be on the flight home, and anyone that's close to me knows if I do bad at a race, I will be pissed off till Tuesday when I ride. I went home that next morning, didn't think about Southwick. I was just like, I don't care. Yeah, I cared, but, like, I was like, that is nothing compared to a friend a human that passed away. And I was like, and it's sad that that's what it had to take. And he was such a good kid. Like, nicest human being I've ever met.
I never met him, but everyone says it, dude.
Nicest human being. Great family. Great mom, great dad, great sister, great brother. Like, the kid was just, like, nice. And, like, it was kind of, like, I loved it because I was able to train with someone that I would let train with me younger. And if he was close to me, I was like, whatever. Like, I'm happy to help you. Like, because you're nice to me and you're not some little cocky kid.
Yeah.
And I was happy I was a good enough person that he was able to open up to me and talk about life issues and, talk about, like, my dad's kind of tough. And I'd be like, oh, I got a story for you. And it would just kind of like, he'd be like, oh, like, it's not as bad as I thought. And it was like, I'm like, there's always a good when there's a bad. I'm like, and I was happy I was able to give him advice and to hear from his parents afterwards, like how much he looked up to me and like everything meant. Like, that was really cool to hear. And I still go see them. And yeah, it was like, not to bring that up for attention or anything.
No,
it was just
bro,
like,
that's a fucking terrible thing to have happen in your life.
Like after Southwick was kind of like a tough one for me. Like, that was like life changing because I've never had that. Like, I had my grandpa die on 23 in the off season when I was going elk hunting, and I was just like devastated. But it was like, we kind of knew it was coming. It's a little different.
He's an old guy.
Yeah.
Like he's lived a full life.
And when that happened, it was just like, dude, like he'd park next to me and he was like my little brother, like my second little brother. And it was just like the coolest thing ever. And it's been tough on Broc and I. Like, I'm happy Broc's a good dude and like I have someone like him in my corner to like help each other out through that. But yeah, that was tough. And like, man, like talk about a kid that worked hard, like, and grinded and like wanted the best for me. He'd always text me or he'd talk to me after the race. Did you get a deal? Did you get your deal, Cowie? I'd be like, no, not yet. I'm hoping so. He's like, well, I don't need you to go anywhere else. And I'm like, I know. I was like, I don't want to go anywhere else. He's like, no, I want to race with you and train with you for my career. And I was like, that's cool. Like, to hear that, like, I've never had kids. Like, I trained at a facility with 50 kids. None of the kids talked to me. It was just dead silent. They just, like, thought I was the grumpy old guy, like, 22 years old. They're just like, oh, he's not very nice. Like, he picks on us. I'm like, I pick on you because I want to like you. Like,
yeah, I pick on you because
I'm like, that's just from Phil picking on me. That's how I treat people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was happy he understood that. It took him a week or two. He was like, I can't tell if you're messing with me. I was like, yeah, I'm messing with you. I was like, don't ever take any of this serious. I was like, I'm always kidding with you. So it was cool. I'm very grateful that I got to know him and everything like that. But
fuck, it's terrible, man.
Yeah. And it was just like, I'm very happy to get the ride because I know that's what he would have loved to hear. And that was kind of in the back of my mind when I'd race. Like, do it for him. Like, if you find, sometimes you're just kind of unmotivated or you're tired in a race, I'd just yell at myself, do it for him. He wouldn't be tired. Like, that was kind of something I kept motivated. Like, and I was super, like, I know he would have been pumped too at Washoe. Like, he's like, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And so it was cool. Not to change topic on that.
No.
It's
real shit, dude.
Yeah. That one kind of changed my mindset on how you did the race. Like, Red Bud, I crashed both first turns, and went 10-12. And I was like, well, it is what it is. We got next weekend, the fight. We're going to work our ass off. We're going to go for it. So, if you do better next weekend, no one's going to remember.
Yeah, no one remembers this.
Yeah.
Man, this has been a crazy podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really cool to hear your story and what you've been through, man. Like, fuck, I think a lot of people are going to really appreciate the journey that you've been on,
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, none of it's like dramatic. It's just like what I went through. Like,
yeah.
Like, the one thing I looked, what honestly made me keep going was, in a sense, of the storyline of like pushing through it, and you could get back on the ride, was Zacho. Like, I never really talked to Zecco a whole lot. Like, I've talked to him here and there. Like, obviously, when it come to the club, like, it was funny. Like, I knew him a little, or I wouldn't say I know him best friend wise, but like, we'll talk. But
Yeah.
it was just funny. Like, we really got to know each other a little bit because his kid would come there and I was collecting Pokemon cards. And his kid was holding one day. And I was like, yo, you like Pokemon? He's like, yeah, I want this card. And I gave him one. Dude was like, #1 fan after that. But like, I always told Zach, I was like, dude, like, I want to have your story kind of like, obviously, like, I don't want to underwrite, like, you know, take your fame away for how you did it. But like, it was inspiring to me. Like, the dude had a good ride, lost it, went to Europe, raced, and then came back, got the fill and ride or whatever it was. And then now is a, 3 or 4 time champ. Like, dude made it. He did it. And for me, like, that was kind of what I felt like I was doing. Like, 4 years on a privateer team, just grinding and grinding and grinding, and finally got my shot again. And it was like, time to do it right. So, yeah, no, Zach was kind of one of those dudes that, like, that's kind of what I felt like was like, just keep grinding.
If he can do it, I can do it kind of thing. You can take inspiration from his story.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, there's a lot of cool moto dudes. I mean, some of them are cool, some aren't. But, I mean, the guys I've met have been awesome. Like, I just feel like when you hang around grinders, too, dude, you just become one. And it's like you learn to endure the suffering. And, like, Phil, Broc, I watched Zach growing up a little bit.
J-Mart.
A-Mart for sure. Like, I mean, I just watched him growing up at club. Like, him and Phil. Like, those two dudes are just meatheads grinding away. And, like, obviously I didn't watch Zach a whole lot, but, like, just hearing from people, he was gnarly. Like, Jeremy, gnarly. Tomac, gnarly. Broc, gnarly. Dude, I mean, dude's got, like, calves the size of my thighs.
Yeah,
like,
Broc's a beast,
dude. I cycled with him today, and we're doing 25 miles an hour in a headwind. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, hell of a recovery ride. I'm like, and he's like, oh, was that too hard? I'm like, no, I mean, yeah, it was hard, but I'm like, I ain't sitting here wanting to do 25 miles an hour. He's like, I was only at like 100 heart rate. And I'm all like, good on you, dude. Like, I'm not built like that. I'm like, I'll suffer it. But I'm like, dude, like, dude's a freak. Like,
yeah, he's an animal, eh?
Yeah. Bicycle stuff, running, like, dude is gnarly. Same with Alex in Germany. Like, I'm like, when I retire, I'm like, dude, I love cycling and working out, but I'm going to go up in the mountains. I'm going to go enjoy my time off. Like my thing, I want to go do, like, I don't know, like, get good in the bass fishing, go do, like, tournaments or something. Like,
yeah.
I think my thing is I'm too competitive. When I'd retire, I'd have to do something else just to try. Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like.
Just to scratch the itch.
Yeah, just to try something.
Yeah.
Like, the suffering side of it, like, I'm sure I'll say I won't do it and I'll do something. But I think for me, like, doing something else professional or something for fun, like.
Well, you outshot Eli and Cam Haynes. And Cam Haynes is a professional bow hunter.
I did do that.
You did do that.
It was funny because my girlfriend was there and she's like, dude, you've never shot 80. I was like, I know. I'm going to shank the hell out of this. And I will give credit. Cam set the bow up. So he got me all dialed in. But I was like, you still have to hold the bow, draw it back and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, I've always known I'm a good shot. Like, I archery hunted a lot. But I took, like, literally 2 years off because of my wrist. And I shot 30 yards practicing with Cam. And he's like, dude, your groups are really good. He's like, when was the last time you shot? I said, I shot 15 arrows through it on Monday. I was like, that was the last time in a year and a half. He's like, there's no way. And I was like, yeah. And then they're all shooting 50, him and Eli. They're like, you want to practice 50? I'm like, nah, I'm good. My shoulder's sore. We go at 80, and I smoked the balloon. I'm all like, hell yeah, you see that? And, like, my girlfriend's like, shocked. She's like, there's no way you hit it. And then I hit the second one. And then, like, we all missed one time on the blue one. And then I want to say they got 2 chances at it. And it was my second try. And I'm all like, there's no way Cam just missed this on the second one. Like, I'm like, if I hit this, I'm a badass with a bow. I'm like, I smoked it. And I was like, that's right. That's me. I was like, I'm going to take that to my grave that I beat him one time. I don't care. Like,
dude,
the dude would outshoot me any day.
But you would be his favorite rider now by far based on that.
Dude, I was like, I called my dad. I didn't care about the podium or anything after the day when it's like, what was cooler, out shooting him or podium? I was like, they're both cool, but I was like, as a bragging point, I was like, everyone knows I do moto, but archery hunting against him, I was like, I outshot him one time. I was like, I've got that. I was like, I was so pumped. Like,
That's so sick. You should try and go on a hunt with him or something at some point.
I want to. It's just like the hunts start all during SMX.
Yep.
So it's hard for us to do that, but I want to. Maybe when I retire or something, like hopefully he's still doing it. So I don't know. I want to. I talked to him about it, but it'd be sick. I'm excited to get my bow from him too. He's sending that out.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I was pumped for that. I was like, I don't know. Just that whole experience was sick. I couldn't believe I did that. I was just like smiling ear to ear. I was like, dude, it almost felt like Daytona a little bit. I was just like,
That's unreal.
I did that.
It's I've been a fan of his for a long time, but I just love that there's a guy like him in his world that's kind of taken an interest in the sport in the way that he has. You know, like he had Brian on the pod, AC did his pod. Like, I mean, I'm sure you could do it. So it's like to have a guy like that with his audience and his reach and in a different industry, it's pretty cool to like have him take an interest, you know?
Yeah, no, it was cool. I met him in Seattle too. Sadly.
Yeah, because he was there.
Yeah, we didn't really get to talk a whole lot just because it was so chaotic that night.
For sure.
It was funny because he came up to me during our grass. He's like, "You pretty good? You doing good this year?" I'm all like, "No, not really." I'm like, "I'm okay." He's like, "Maybe you'll turn it around tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, I hope so." I'm all like, "Dude, this ain't it."
Yeah, don't watch me, bro.
And I got second, and I was like, "Yep, we're good." It's like, I'm not that trash around a dirt bike, but
that's awesome.
No, I was laughing. Then he was there this week. He's like, "How's it going?" He's like, "You've been doing good, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm third in the points. I'm tired with Levi." And he's like, "Well, let's put something together here." And I was like, "All right." And I got podium. I'm all like, "Dude, I might need to fly him out every round." I was like, "I'll pay the $500 on a plane ticket if I get a podium every round."
Yeah. That's a good return on investment, right?
I know, right?
Oh, that's so good. So have you earned a permanent number this year yet?
No. So I just
Not
seen
yet?
some on Instagram. I have to either catch Malcolm in the points or stay ahead of Hunter for top 10 combined points, 450, 250.
Yeah. Is that over the whole SMX season? Or is it just Supercross and Motocross?
Just through outdoors.
Yeah, so where are you at now?
10th.
Yeah, right.
So I'm on the bubble. So I would have to either Hunter has to stay behind me and I get it, or I have to bump Mookie out and Hunter would bump him out too, and I would be on the bubble then.
But they've already got career numbers.
That's what I don't get. I'm like, but I get it too, because if
otherwise
it doesn't
they'd
work,
be given out.
everyone would be getting one every year that's top 10. But I don't know. Like,
that's a pretty big deal then.
For me, I would be sick. Like,
what would you take?
I don't know.
You don't know what's available, I guess.
No, so it's 10, 13. That one's off.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
20.
Tickle.
I thought about it. I talked to him today.
He won a championship with that.
I know. I was like, "What do you think?" He's like, "That's up to you." And he's like, "What have you had good luck with?" I'm like, 36. Because
that's what I remember you with.
36 was my Daytona, a third, my first moto podium on the 450 when I got second at High Point.
Yep.
And then this year with my first outdoor podium, and then 2 Soupy podiums.
Yep. That's what I remember you with.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to say what to do, because 26 was good. That was A-Mart.
Yeah.
He was like, "That one didn't treat you bad," but I don't know. I'm really superstitious with numbers. Like, I'm a very superstitious person.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, if a number's treating you good, just run it. Like, why change it? My real number was 82 growing up, really. So I thought about it, but I'm like,
too many memories.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, 36 is not a bad looking number on the bike.
Yeah,
so
I like 36. I remember you as 36.
Yeah. 10 would be cool, but I'm like.
So Chance doesn't have that as his career number?
No, I don't think he scored enough last year because he missed Soupy.
Yeah.
He's always missed half of something, half the other.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That sucked that he blew his knee out. That was rough.
Oh no, he's such a good dude too, eh?
Yeah. He's from Idaho. Like, I grew up around him my whole life. I mean, great family and everything. And after we went pro, he kind of distanced himself from people. It was kind of weird, but I don't know. Like, I like him. I have no issue with him, but like, I haven't talked to him in probably like 2 years.
Yeah, really.
It's weird. I'm like, I see him every weekend, but like, we don't talk. It's weird.
Say good day. Chance, if you're listening, say good day.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Like, a lot of us are like that. Like,
No, it's true. A lot of you guys are like that.
like me and Pierce grew up close as hell. That he was the one that pretty much got us so competitive in the racing. It was his dad and my dad. Like, it was wild. Our journey together was gnarly. And like, even now, like, I'll talk to him like if I see him somewhere after the race or something. But man, I haven't talked to him in like a year. Like, it's wild. Like, know someone for so long and then it's just like dead quiet. Don't hear from them.
I mean, you hear like even I think when Barsha did the pod, he was like, "Man, I spoke to Eli for the first time ever." They were like teammates and shit. You know?
Weird, right? Like,
yeah, just some. I think it's just some people just cope with their careers differently. You know, like yourself, the pressure and the way that it can make you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, they had a gnarly rivalry in 250s. Like,
Crazy.
Yeah, so I get it. I mean, they always went at it too in the 450s when Eli was Cowie and he was JGR or Yamaha or whatever. So.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, like always. I remember Atlanta. Like,
yeah.
I know. I just loved when Eli was laughing, like giving it back. I'm like, I didn't know you did that. I'm like, that's kind of funny. I'm like, you do get mad. So yeah, I don't know. It's just wild, the rivalry sometimes. Like, it's just like, then afterwards, like, everyone retires or they get old enough and they're just like,
everyone's friends again.
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, what the hell? But I've gotten to that point too. Like, I've gotten to the age where I'm like, there's some guys that just don't like me, and I'm just like, well, sorry for what happened then or whatever. Like, hopefully we get along. Like, I don't know. Like, I've kind of got to the age where it's like, I'd rather just get along with everyone. Like, why sit there on the track and when you go to pass someone, you're worried about them sawing your front wheel off? You're just like,
yeah, the shit's hard enough as it is.
Yeah, like bar shit. Like, I was like, dude, I hope I never get slammed by him. And like, it was my first 450 race ever. I like slammed him. Not hard, but I bumped him, and I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I just hit Barsha. I like sprinted the last 2 laps and barely beat him. But all I can hear is the panic rev. And like, him and I, it was weird. Like, the 23 season, we battled a lot. And he would ride a little aggressive, but like, we were talking at SMX Chicagoland, and he was just like, no, like, I don't want to mess with you. I was like, yeah, I won't mess with you either. Like, it was just kind of like a weird respect for each other. And it was like, I think he knew too, like, that summer, like, I'd pass him clean. Like, I just, I didn't want to do anything. I was like, I'm not going to waste my time on, like, riding aggressive, and then we're just sitting there losing a second lap because we're stuffing each other. Like, that's what I hate. So it's like, I don't know. We were super cool, and I just remember that race, too. Like, him and I went, like, 7-8 behind Phil in Chicago, and we're just sitting there red-bombing our bikes, and Phil was just like, dude, all I could hear is a Yamaha and a gas just wide open behind me. And we're like, I was like, yeah, I was hoping he was going to punt you because you're a roadblock. And he was like, he's like, I beat you straight up. I was so mad that night that he beat us. But
that's awesome. Dude, this was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
I massive fan now. I was a fan before, but I'm even more of a fan now. And I'm stoked that you have inked the deal with PC for next year. I think you deserve it. And man, I'm excited to just see what you keep doing and keep building, bro. It's, this was cool.
I'm pumped. I was thankful to be on here, and yeah, I'm pumped to stick another year with them, and thankful for the team for giving me another shot. So I'm pumped with that. I mean, the whole Cowie family and PC team, they're great guys. So I can't thank them enough. So yeah, but yeah, this podcast is sweet. I probably talked your ear off more than anyone.
I love it, bro. I love it. No, this was a heck of a show, dude. Garrett Marchbanks, everybody.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.